I have no idea why I even started. Oh, it's on loop. That's why. I never took loop off. That would have been something, wouldn't it? Hey gang, what's going on? So, I did say that I was going to have another encore on Ray Ray, and so here we are. Just for heads up, for those of you guys who are just now joining, didn't join my live last night, there is the text-to-speech feature that has been activated now for people. If you guys have something to say and you want everyone to hear it, yeah, the instructions are pretty much right there. If you want your voice, if you want your comment read out, you have to drop a heart me in, you have to drop a heart me gift, then you can / and write out your comment, and then what you get is
Ernesto No DMs says I will say what you want me to say.
so that's pretty much how it works there. That's if you guys want to participate, that's always going to be available to you now. I did get a request to add the Walu Irish audio. So no, it's never a, it's never a necessity, but it's a suggestion for those who want to participate in it. But I will have a Walu Irish option as well. Occasionally, I mean, it's going to be I don't know how much it's going to be, but for something like that, because if I set it at a low bar, people would use it a little too much. I think people would abuse it. If I set it for like, one share, and then you can do the Irish, the Walu Irish. Yeah, I think I wouldn't be able to get through much without hearing Walu Irish over and over and over again. So it's going to be meant for special occasions, not just for any time somebody wants to do that. So, okay, I believe you. So, I don't know if it's a Galaxy is a little much. A Galaxy is a little much. I may just go maybe a Corgi or something like that, where that might be a little more reasonable, as opposed to a Galaxy. That seems a little harsh. That's a little high, I think, personally, but I don't know. But I do want to go on. If you guys do not know who this person is on the background, he is a conservative creator by the name of Ray Ray. He has, in fact, blocked me since my first live about him. He first came in here puffing his chest, talking tough. He was in here... he was in here trying to be a little tough guy, and you guys are talking about me. The conservative creator, he is probably... He started getting a little more noticed on the left because of his video that he created about wanting to box a liberal and wanting to start a liberal, what do you call it? A liberal, I guess he wanted to set up a liberal match, a little liberal sparring match, a set of liberal sparring match, and that's what he's trying to organize. But he used that video, and now he's saying that it was just to get attention. He didn't mean he would box anyone, he would spar with anyone. No, because if you know about MMA and all that stuff, there's weight classes and all that stuff. He started walking things back after he got a lot of liberal creators who would probably wipe the floor with him. He got a lot of them giving a little pushback. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with that video just as an introduction, just to introduce him to you guys, for those of you who do not know him. For those of you who do know them, I do apologize that we're going to have to go through these again, but it's important. I have to go through the whole process from start to finish with this particular guy. So I am going to get started with that one, and I will still play the videos and then offer commentary as we go, like I always do with my lives. So I'm going to adjust this just to make sure that, there we go, perfect. And I will adjust, well, it's not live, so hey Dustin, how are you? I think it's, yeah, I think it's set pretty well. Visible restriction, because contains unoriginal or reproduced content. What are we talking about? I haven't even played anything yet. I'm just talking. What do you mean reproduced? It's telling me that I'm providing unoriginal or reproduced content. Yeah, sure, I'm going to be playing some videos, but it's all been produced by me. So let's see. My life does not contain. There we go. Let me click on that one, and it's not telling me it's going to take the live down. It's just saying that it's not going to. Well, what are you talking about? That's pretty original. It's fine. You know, those who want to reach it will reach it. And then, of course, if you guys can continue to share the live and like the live, it will probably take it away. But I'm just going to be talking about anyway, so it doesn't really matter. For those people who want to hear it are here. Those who don't won't be here. That's fine. No, I'm not going to restart. No, it's not. They're not. It wasn't a warning. It wasn't a warning on the live as far as to take it down. It was just a restriction to not put it on the FYP. So that's all it was. Yeah, so I'm not, there's no concern for it getting taken down as of right now, but that's fine. So we'll start with this one right here, and this was the introduction, my introduction to him when I first started. So when I first discovered this person.
Why do liberal men run their mouths? Sorry, why do liberal boys run their mouths?
Immediately, I'm not sure why he thinks he's a tough guy by calling liberal men boys, but okay, fine, whatever.
Like, they act so big, bad, and tough in their lives and in their videos. It's just hilarious to me.
See, I'm not entirely sure what he means by that, by they act big, bad, and tough. Does he? I don't really, I mean, I do get a lot of liberal content, and I don't see liberal men acting big, bad, and tough. I don't know what he means by big, bad, and tough. So, it's not eligible. Same thing. Again, let's do another appeal. Sorry, hold on, guys. But yeah, I don't see liberal men doing what he's saying. I really don't. So not entirely sure what he means by that. I have no idea, because yeah, it's clear that he tries to sound tough. He just by this video alone, he wants to come off as tough, and he is a what, 5'6" creator. So hey Lizzie, all right, perfect. I just had to hit the submit. So I'm not entirely sure what he means by that, but let's continue on. Let's hear what else he has to say.
But I want to say this. I'm a big enough creator now to where I know you guys are going to see these kinds of videos. There's not one specific liberal creator that I wouldn't spar with.
I don't know what he's trying to mean by that, why he's saying it that way. There's not one specific liberal creator. When he says specific, was it specific because he was going to start naming the creators he wanted to spar with? That's what I'm thinking. That's why it's weird wording to try to get out of other people's challenges, other challenges. So I think that's why he said specific, because he thought that was going to help with his, with his walk back of all the people that accepted his challenge.
It cracks me up when I see Good Trouble challenging people to a push-up competition.
Yeah, you know why? Because it doesn't have to be somewhere where you get together and do it. It doesn't be. You could do it on a live. You guys can just jump on the live and do it that way. You can't just get on a TikTok live and do a sparring match. Why do you think Good Trouble wants to go out and run and meet up with conservatives? Why do you think that's a thing? I don't understand why you think that is what it should be. Why that's the flex.
A push-up competition. Like we're 5 years old.
That makes me laugh because does anybody here at 5 years old remember having a push-up competition? Does anyone here at 5 years old recall having a push-up competition? I don't. Push-ups were not even on... They were not top of mind at 5 years old. At 5 years old, it's like, you know, it's Chubby Bunny who could stuff the most marshmallows in your mouth. Mud pie competition, just things like that. But push-up competition? You had a hard life at 5 years old if you're having to have a push-up competition.
Army, Good Trouble, Dean, Parker, Harry, Chris, anybody.
Look, I don't know why he's calling out all the young TikTok creators. I mean, he had a Good Trouble there because, of course, he wanted to go after Good Trouble because, of course, Good Trouble is probably the one that he wanted to focus on. But Dean, Parker, Harry, these guys who are young men, and he thinks that he can take them on. That's his whole intent. He was looking at the ones that he knows that he can call out, that he thinks he can take down. I don't know if he thinks he could take down Good Trouble, but yeah, I don't know. He might be surprised that any of the other guys could probably take him out too. Who knows? But for him to just call them out, he was just looking for large creators. I think out of all of them, the only... Sorry, Parker, if you hear this, but I think Parker would be the only one I would consider frail. He's the thinnest one out of all of them. But he might not be. I mean, he could be completely surprised. But I think Dean is not. I don't think Dean is frail. I don't think Harry is frail. I mean, I just think that Parker's probably out of all of the thinner of the group when it comes to that. But I mean, I still wouldn't even consider that frail. But he is the younger one. He does look more of a. He definitely looks more like a pacifist than the others. But I could be wrong. So. The Peter Parker before he was Spider-Man from the original ones, yeah.
Any of y'all, I will raise funds and just do a national tour and just go all over the place sparring against you guys.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
It'll end up just like political punches when y'all were like, oh, that's just like MAGA to have to bring violence into it. Then don't run your mouth.
Why? Yeah, there's no need to bring violence into it. There is no need to bring violence into it. So, yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to bring violence into it. Why do you have to bring violence into it at all?
Don't run your mouths. If you can't run it in the ring, don't run it outside the ring.
Nobody's trying to run it in the ring. You're the only one that's trying to do that. And you're only claiming to do that until you got challenged. You were claiming you could run it in the ring. I would never challenge anybody to a sparring match because I don't agree with them politically. I'll just chew them up like I do on these lives. That's it.
That's my challenge to y'all. Please, make a video. Let me know that you're willing to do it. And if you're not, your audience should be absolutely ashamed of you, and they should make fun of you every time you start to run your mouth in your lives, in your videos, whatever. Just say, nah, you didn't want that puff with Ray Ray, so don't run your mouth now.
Yeah, I don't want to fight somebody who's 6 inches shorter than me. Why is that a surprise? Why is it a surprise that I don't want to fight somebody who's shorter than my daughter? I don't get why that's a shocker to you. Like, seriously. Dude is shorter than my daughter. Why would I want to fight him?
Give me a follow. We'll see you in the next one. Pow! 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 Pow!
What was the purpose of that? What was the purpose of that at the end? That actually, that was just really weird. That was really weird. I don't know. I may actually add that one to the list of of audio bits that I just have right here. I do have I finally got a couple of sound clips that I put on my Stream Deck that I've had forever that I don't use, like this. There is one sound that I am going to be using more today, and I'll explain to when we get to it. But I may end the lives with this every time. I may end it with that, so I don't know, but we'll see. I guarantee he does. I guarantee he calls himself. He thinks it's alpha male. No, it's Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's Curb Your Enthusiasm, not Always Sunny. I know you asked that. I forgot to answer yesterday. But yeah, I may end up doing something like that where I end the lives on like one of those lives or one of those audio clips. So that happened. He set up the challenge. Now I did go through a bunch of videos of creators that called him out. Odin being one of the ones that had called him out, that he didn't respond to, he didn't reply to. He did have a lot of people. He did have a lot of people tag. He said they were tagging Thor and Bradley, and other large creators in there, and then he was walking it back. I wouldn't, how he wouldn't dare challenge Thor and Bradley anyway. Or it's just a series of here. Let's see. I think this is one of his comments. Let me bring that up. Is it? Yes, it is. So in his video, we get, where is that one where I can show my screen? Oh, I don't think I have it. Odin's hair does look fantastic. I agree. Odin's hair looks phenomenal. Phenomenal. No, that's not. That's not how that works. At source. Come on. There we go. Let's see. What about display capture? There we go. Is it this one or is it that one? I don't know which one it is. It might just show up. Oh, it's the same one. Nope, so it's not that one. It's going to be the other display. Let me switch it to the other display. I technically, because I'm a huge nerd, I've got like 3 displays, but one of them are connected to, one of them is just connected to my iMac, and the other 2 are connected to my PC while I'm streaming this stuff. Is it display 2? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So let me enlarge that so everybody can see it. Here we go. So yeah, so somebody commented, notice how he didn't call out Thor and Bradley. And then I don't know, would you call out Thor and Bradley? So he said that's already an immediate, if he wants people to be, he wants other creators, followers to call us out for being yellow. What is this? Why aren't his people, why isn't he saying that, for his people to call himself out for that? And I actually have no problem at all with Thorn. What doesn't matter if you have a problem with him or not. You didn't say you just wanted to box people you had a problem with. You said liberal creators. You said liberal creators, and we all know that Thorn, he does lean liberal. He does lean left. So yeah, I think that's a wimpy little move to make. That's all I know. So I don't think I want to go through all of the videos of the other creators, because they're longer videos, and I don't think it's necessary to go through all of them. But what I will go through is I do want to talk on the one video, and this is the one that kind of triggered him to, you know what I'll do first is before I go there, I'll start showing a little bit of the newer stuff that I got, the newer content that I got from him, that when I did a little bit more research, I found
is the actual party of love and inclusion. I mean, we saw all the drama in the aftermath
Here
of the
we go.
America.
Yeah, so let's start with this one right here. I did find this video on his account, and I wanted to go over it because I thought it was hilarious and wrong when he said that. So this is a video that's on his page. He finally has opened up his page again, where you can comment and you can. I don't think he has his duets and stitches on. I think he's still a little hesitant about doing that, but you can now comment on his videos. So let's do that. Oh, speaking of which, let me. That's how I can also. That's right. Give me 1 sec, because I do want to do something. I almost forgot about that. I should have done that when I first got on. Let's live now. Live now. There we go. Yeah, that's what I did last time too. I just completely forgot to do that. I just posted a video that's talking about me being live right now, and it's pretty much, yeah, Enter the Gladiators. Yep, I had to use Enter the Gladiators. So, yeah, I just needed to post that. I completely forgot to post that. But yeah, so this is the video that he posts out about the conservatives being the creators of love. Of love and, what did he say? Oh, let's hear him out.
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion. I mean, we saw all the drama in the aftermath of the Unf America tour, surrounded mostly around the topic of race. Some people.
Well, so yeah, there is drama there. I don't know why he said actually, like it's actually the party of. He won't come here because he blocked me. He blocked me from the last live. He came in here for about 2 minutes, wanted to talk, and yeah, he just blocked me. So, right, with this comment about conservatives being the party of love and inclusion.
People were too woke, other people weren't woke enough, and everybody just wanted to cancel everybody. But then you take a look at the right side. Our creators get along just fine.
I can tell you why your creators get along just fine. I can tell you why. I think everybody knows why. Because you guys all are of one mind. You are all of one mind. Yeah, that's not a flex, dude. You guys are all of one mind, and it is exclusionary. It's all exclusionary. So yeah, so you guys all agree, which is weird. Which is weird because you know that there are a lot of people on your side, on the conservative side, that are, yeah, that are questionable as far as their morals, that are questionable as far as their ethics. But you won't call them out because they agree with you. You won't call them out because, yeah, that's not a good look. I'm sorry. On the left, if you're a bad person, we're going to call you out. We're going to call you out. Just because we may agree on certain things politically does not mean that you get a pass when you're a bad person. So yeah, the Unf America tour definitely showed us some bad people that needed to be called out here. And that's what happened. And it will continue to happen. And I'm okay with that. If a creator, left, right, center, it doesn't matter, should not be on this platform or should not be allowed at certain spaces, then we are definitely going to call it out. We're definitely going to call it out. I don't know why you guys can't do that. Oh, he was MAGA. He was MAGA. I'm not talking about him. I'm just talking about other creators. This guy is MAGA, for sure. Oh no, yeah, he's not. He's definitely not on the left. He's nowhere. Not with his views.
Just treat everybody the same. If you're a good human being, we treat you like a good human being.
Well, I think good human being is very subjective based on conservatives. Good human. Oh, that's a weird pause right there. But good human being is very subjective according to what your views are, my guy.
If you're a bad human being, we treat you like a bad human being. And our minority creators don't ask for preferential treatment because...
What were the quotation marks there? Minority creators. Why were there necessarily? Why did he need to make quotation marks when he said minority creators? Are they not minority creators? Are they not minority conservatives? I don't know what the quotation mark was for.
Because they're not minority creators. They're human beings, just like all of us.
This kind of sounds like the we all bleed red. I see no color. Yeah, that just doesn't fly here. That doesn't fly here.
We like when Morgan Freeman was asked, who's very, very smart, by the way, a lot of years under his belt, how do you stop racism? And he said, you stop talking about it. So,
yeah, you don't understand the context. You need to watch that whole video. I think I'll pull that up so you guys can hear it, because you're just grabbing that one little clip and then you're going based on that. There was a lot more context to that video other than what he said in that 5 seconds. So, yeah, don't try to use, and it's weird that you try to tokenize Morgan Freeman for that phrase. It's weird that, again, he's like, I swear he tokenizes more things than anybody I've seen. And we will see that as we go along.
We stop talking about it, and because of that, we're the party that actually has real love and inclusivity. If you're a moderate or even a slight left lean and you've seen what's gone on with the UNF American...
I don't think he has. I don't think he's posted very much since getting dragged by a ton of people.
Or even on my channel, where I just requested a boxing match versus other liberal creators, and it turned into some cesspool of cockroaches just saying, I want some of that. Well,
what exactly did you mean by cockroaches? I mean, I'll just leave it there. Because I did see a lot of... Why?
I hope you're paying attention, because on your side, people are throwing people to the wolves and are expecting you to think, feel, and act just like them, even though you are your own unique human being.
I do find it hilarious that he put so much thought in this video where he's like, okay, I'm going to set the timer, walk back 10 paces, and then walk into the camera. Make it a little more dramatic. I think that's hilarious because... Yeah, but... Yeah.
Which makes them selfish and unreasonable.
Selfish, maybe. Unreasonable? I don't know.
And on my side, we just allow you to be who you are, and we love you for it.
Oh, really? Really? Mm-hmm. Is that why there are, over 300? Wait, no. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that why there are over 500 pieces of legislation against the LGBTQIA community nationwide? 500, right? It's 500 plus, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong, but I believe it has been 500. It is 500 plus pieces of legislation introduced by conservatives against the LGBTQIA community. Is that what you mean by let everybody be who they want, or let everybody be who they are? Is that what you mean?
Our largest creator is not straight, and despite you guys all saying that we're bigots, he is universally loved amongst this community, including from myself. In fact, he's invited me to creator is not straight.
Hold on.
Despite you guys all saying that we're allow you to be who you are, and we love you for it. Our largest creator is not straight, and despite you guys all saying that we're bigots, he is universally loved amongst this community, including from myself.
I don't know who he's talking about. Who their largest creator is, who's not straight. I'm not sure who he's referring to, and I don't even know why he didn't mention who that is. I don't know who the largest creator is that is not straight. I'm not entirely sure. And for him to say they're widely loved, including from himself. Yeah, if that's the case, there's a reason for that. I don't know who it is. I know we were talking about that earlier. We're talking about the boxing the boxing challenge and how he definitely didn't accept your challenge.
In fact, he's invited me to collab with him one day, and I intend on making good on that. I love that guy, and I can't wait for it. So again, if you are...
Who? What guy? What are you talking about?
...a moderate or a slight left lean, and you've been thinking to yourself, man, my party really is kind of toxic, especially on the extreme side.
Yeah, toxicity sucks one way or the other. I get that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure who it is. Maybe Jeffree Star. I don't know.
Just implore you to look on this app on both sides of the aisle. One side is toxic, the other loving. Give me a follow. We'll see y'all in the next one. Wow.
Okay. So I do want to point out, this is what he said, okay? That the people on his side is loving. Okay? We're gonna explore that, okay? Because what I did after I watched that video is I went in and watched his and went through his reposts. So I went through his reposts because he was reposting. Well, yeah, I mean, because that's probably the only punch he's going to get. But I went and I saw what he is claiming is the party that's more loving. Okay? So, again, all of the videos that I'm going to show you now are from different creators that he reposted. Okay? So him reposting it is essentially saying, I agree with what this person said. Okay? But we also have to remember, okay, keep this in mind.
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
Remember that, okay? Remember that that's what he said, okay? Again.
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
All right, let's just keep that in mind as we go through these videos. Okay? Reposts from him. Okay? So this one right here, I most of these creators, I don't know who they are, but these are reposts of his. So he clearly either is mutuals with them, or he saw at least their video on TikTok and decided, I think I will repost this person. This is Ray again, and we just went through a video of him talking about how, well, let me let him say it.
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
Okay, that's it. Those are his words. His words from his own video, okay? So, again, I went through his reposts. And this is one of the videos that I found, okay? Party of Love and Inclusion.
Some of you probably saw this live last night, and well, if you didn't, it was a shit show. This live that was titled Cancel the Cancel Culture had Z, the organizer from the Unf America. It started out really good. They were having a conversation with Ray that was going really well. And it started to scare me a little bit because it seemed like we had a group of Democrats that started to get it. They started to understand that cancel culture isn't going to work. The rhetoric of the current left is not going to work. And as I'm starting to shake in my boots, they messed it all up.
Why would you shake in your boots about that?
Because Ray here got booted off the live for saying Cousin Shaq in a comedic video on a TikTok trend about a month ago.
Okay, so I do want to point out, there's a little more context to that than just him saying Cousin Shaq on a video. But you notice he doesn't say what that context is. It's not like Ray just was on a video sitting there and he's just sat there and he goes, Cousin Shaq. And scene. No, there's a little more context to that than just Cousin Shaq. All right, so, but it seems like he neglects to mention that.
Not even a political post. And if Cousin Shaq is racist, then Z, I think we need to have a new conversation about your life. Now, of course, I don't think Z's little scandal was her being racist. I also don't think
So yeah, no, her scandal wasn't about her being racist. The microaggressions was not about her being racist at all. It was about something else, apparently. I don't know what, but that's all it was about. It was all about Z being microaggressive.
being Pete Davidson in a comedic video saying Cousin Shaq is racist either.
Again, there's a little more context to that he seems to be leaving out. And I'm curious as to why he's doing that. Is it because he's trying to mislead people? To think that it was just him talking and saying Cousin Shaq?
Now, this live was a shit show in so many ways. If you're going to have a live about canceling the cancel culture, you can't immediately play into the cancel culture, especially when one of the main people on this live were quite literally in the same scandal.
So, honestly, Ray Ray's not canceled. He still has his account. He still has his backup. He's still capable of posting. But, yeah, he's still able to do all of that. It's just that people are they're gonna get on him. I don't, if he gets canceled, I don't care. But if he continues to post nonsense, then he gets called out for it. And I think that's fair. If I was posting nonsense, call me out on it. Sure. I'm sure the right out there somewhere has posted stuff about me. I don't care. I could care less. But for him to call it cancel culture, it's ridiculous.
This group is going to be an absolute failure because they've lost support of the left. They don't have the support of the Deans and the Parkers. They're not going to gain anything on the right because they're still engaging in the cancel culture that got Democrats in the position they're currently in.
Wait, what position is that? The position they're currently in? What does he mean by that? I don't understand why people don't like adding context to their stuff. They don't. They don't. And some people who do, they add they do the part 1, part 2, part 3. Why don't you at least do that? All right, let's see. Let me see if I can find another one that has a little more information. Oh, okay. So it looks like this is a creator, a conservative creator that, just to be clear, okay, because remember,
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
okay, love and inclusion. Remember that, okay? So that's what the Conservative Party's about, okay? And this...
Single mama to 3 boys, so I've got absolutely no room for another boy in men's clothing. My kids will always come first. Always. And my fur babies come second. No, I'm not impressed with your gym selfies and squatted trucks. Not your next hookup. If you're here to play those games, then keep swiping. I already take care of little ones. All by myself. I'm not looking to raise another. No BS, no games. Queen raising kings. And if you can't respect that, then it's your loss. Because I don't need no man, and I know my worth. So what if I got 3 kids with 3 different baby daddies?
Where's the inclusivity in this particular video? Where's the love in this particular video? Remember, this is a repost from Ray Ray. This is a repost. But it's about the party of love. And remember, guys, just to be clear,
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
his words. But this is a repost. So, again, he has 111,000 followers. So him reposting it, he's sharing it to all those people. Where is the love and inclusion in this particular live? Or in this particular video? Where?
I'm a good mama. Shout out Houston Harris on that one. If a woman that knows her worth intimidates you, keep it moving, buddy. I built my empire without a man. Not looking to babysit one either.
Where is the inclusion on this? Where is the love on this video? Now, granted, if somebody who's a conservative comes in here and says, well, you're not being inclusive, you're not showing love, I never made the claim that the left is the party of love and inclusion. I don't think anybody on the left has ever said we are the party of love and inclusion. That is something that's come from the right. The right has said that the left has claimed that. I don't think the left has ever claimed that. I've never seen a liberal or leftist creator say that they're part of the party that is about love and inclusion. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that about liberals. I don't think any liberal has said that, or any leftist has said that. So I'm not sure where they're getting this notion that anybody has claimed that, because I don't recall anybody having claimed that.
Strong, independent, too busy for games. Don't come at me unless you're adding to my piece. What do I bring to the table? I am the table. Bring more than a fork. Built strong. Built different. Built alone. Built.
Okay, I'm done with this guy because there's just only so much love and inclusion that I can take from one of his friends, from one of the people that, again, remember, this is a repost. This is a repost from Ray Ray. Okay? Care to see another repost? Because remember, guys, remember.
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
All right, remember that. Let's check another repost.
So you guys might have heard about our event last week, Texas A&M. We had 5,000 people, and there was this group of trolls, this circus act.
So, calling the people that came to talk to you that didn't agree with you. Remember, yeah, the people that came to talk to you didn't agree with you. They're a circus act? Is that the party of love and inclusion you're talking about? That's the party of... Because remember, guys, remember...
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
Did that sound like love and inclusion from Charlie Kirk? He is a part of the Conservative Party. He is a part of the Conservative Party.
Un-F America guys, they really need to sit in the sun more. But that's a whole separate issue.
What does he mean by that? What does he mean by that? And honestly, what is going on with that hairline? It just hit me. It just hit me. That hair... Look,
and...
I mean, he's got the Eddie Munster Widows. Woo!
They were there to try to disrupt Turning Point. They had like 5 people at their event. We had 5,000, standing room only, sold out the event in the evening, thousands of people during the day. Anyway, so they had this whole thing, oh, we're going to fight Turning Point USA. And I laughed. I was like, okay, do you guys have any idea how hard it is to actually build something? First of all, it's hard to build something. Second of all, it's super hard to build anything when you guys are super prideful and just spend all day on social media, of which when we built Turning Point, we didn't have any of this nonsense. We had like a little bit of Twitter, Instagram, whatever, but like we were too busy actually building stuff, not talking about ourselves all day long.
Are you serious? That's exactly how you got your following. That's exactly how you got your following. Does he not remember what he did and how often he was online? What is he talking about?
And then third, you can't build anything with woke. And so what's happened is unbelievable. So this entire group is in disarray because, and Dean and Parker go on social media starting to issue these apologies because their organizer by the name of Z, this person that worked for Bernie, the head of their whole NF America thing, apparently was a little racist to all of the community of black creators because she was issuing microaggressions. And so they had to kick her out of their little club and they're in total disarray and issuing apologies. This, guys...
Who's issuing apologies? Yeah, they didn't want her there because she was doing what you do, my guy. She was doing exactly what you do. If anything, you should be welcoming her. Because she's exactly what you are. That hairline is just, oof.
Is why DEI and woke will never work in this country. You guys can't even figure out how to fill out a permit for a campus event without having to go blame each other, say it's disorganized, and we're racist. This is a perfect example of the dysfunction of the American left and the hyper narcissism and the virtue signaling. Oh,
yeah. Which school did you go to? Which school were you at? Because you're not going somewhere where you're actually going to get challenged. You're not doing that. You're going to your safe space. You're going to places that you know you can fill up stadiums because you're not there. You're not there to do anything other than just hype up the people that you already have. And if there are anybody that's on the fence and potentially, they're not. They're already on your side. I said it yesterday and I'll say it again today. Okay? You can. I wholeheartedly think that you can go from being conservative and being on the right and moving over to the left. But what that requires is somebody who is more empathetic, who's now open to information, and who's become more accepting. Those three things would be key for somebody who is on the right to move over to somebody on the left. You cannot be on the left and move over to the right. That's just not a possibility. Because when you're on the left and you move over to the right, that means you have to forget about a lot of stuff, no longer be empathetic, and you will have to, become racist or become homophobic or become transphobic? No, those things were already there. You may have put on a left mask, but if homophobia, racism, bigotry, any of that stuff exists in you, that stuff, you don't learn that at an older age. That's always been there. That's always been there. And that's the problem we're having with all of these things. That's why people on the left are getting called out. It's not because they've become something. It's because they have what they have been hiding has all of a sudden been exposed. If a conservative man, if a leftist creator who's a man starts acting misogynistic, starts acting misogynistic towards women, starts doing the line. So that was there. If a creator like Z comes onto a panel full of black women and starts being microaggressive, those things were already there. Those things were already there. She didn't go up there and decide, you know what, today I'm going to be microaggressive. Today I'm going to start showing. I learned this today. I learned how to display microaggressions today. It's just that she, unfortunately, Z's mask slipped and she showed who it was. Not unfortunately for us, unfortunately for her. That's how it is. Somebody who's on the left and who says they stand for things or they call themselves an ally or an advocate to, let's say, the LGBTQIA community. If they don't get their way by somebody who's trans and they start saying transphobic rhetoric, that stuff was already there. They were just hiding it and they were concealing it. That stuff didn't just all of a sudden appear because the trans person that didn't agree with them or called them out or said something that they didn't agree with, all of a sudden they become that. They were already there. So yeah, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You cannot go from being on the left to being on the, you cannot go from being on the left to being on the right. All you're doing is you are finally taking off your mask and revealing that you have these conservative views, that you're revealing you have these bigoted views. That's what's happening. And we're more than happy to expose that from anybody that's on this side or yours. Every time.
I'd like to apologize to my fans because I knew this was happening. Honestly, what are you apologizing for? It was a disorganized mess. Oh, it's offensive to black people. Give me a break. You guys, here's my piece of advice.
Okay, so not listening to his advice, because I don't listen to the advice of a racist. I don't listen to the advice of a misogynist, and I don't listen to the advice of a bigot. So keep your advice to yourself. We have the good fortune of being able to stop you from talking and move on to the next video. So you can keep your advice to yourself, Charlie Kirk. You can also start looking into hair transplants. But remember, guys, remember.
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
We got to remember that, okay? Keep that in mind. We have to remember. Let's see. There was, I think, 2 more that I wanted to share. Where's that one? Is it this one? Oh, okay. Yeah, I could do this one here.
You heard it from her, okay? This is the real press secretary. Okay. The other one don't know shit. and she dresses bad.
Hi, Lysandra, it's me again, and I'm back with my master's degree from the University of Tennessee. You may remember us from this viral video back in the beginning of April where I absolutely cooked your terrible grammar. But
You cooked her grammar. What's that? What? So what? So what?
unfortunately, it would appear that you didn't take notes in that video because your grammar's bad in this one, and so is Jasmine Crockus. Thanks for including her, by the way. I love roasting her. So let's start with Jasmine.
From her, okay? This is the real press secretary. Okay. The other one don't know shit.
The other one don't know shit.
So what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you about to exhibit a microaggression? Is that what you're about to do? Because it sounds like you are, because you want to correct a black woman's speech pattern, or what she says. Let's see.
That sounds wrong, but we're going to go ahead and go to your good buddy who you said was uneducated, Elon Musk, and his tool, Grok. Hey, Grok, is the other one don't know shit proper English?
Is it proper English? Why does it matter if it's proper English? Why is that relevant at all? When you understood what she said, whether you agreed with it or disagreed with it, you understood. But the fact that you want to say that about a black woman? Does that sound like this? Does that sound like...
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
Does it really sound like it? Because this does not sound very inclusive when you want to call out somebody just because they said something, they didn't say something in what you deem as proper English. So weird. So weird.
No, the other one don't know shit is not proper English. It contains grammatical errors and informal slang. Here's a breakdown. Of course.
Oh God, no! I'm not going to do a breakdown for you when we know that you're doing this just for microaggressions. Let's see. Does he do the other? Let's see. Anya, this man is Ray Ray. Ray Ray is a conservative creator who believes...
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
But he was also caught, and I have not gotten to that part of the video yet, or the part of the live yet, but I will get to it, where he he does something that's awful. I just want to say it's awful. Yeah, so I will be getting to that shortly. I just wanted to go through his repost because to him...
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
Yeah, so this is just a repost. This was a stitch. It wasn't a repost. This was a stitch. But it doesn't look like he continues on with Jasmine Crockett. I think he's had enough of that. But so let's go to where is that one? There is one video I did want to show, but I can't. Is this the one? Oh, no, that's not it. Is it this one? Oh, somebody texted me. Hold on. Oh, Cammy is texting me. Where is... That's the one we just saw. Let's see if this one's it. I can't tell.
Global stock markets are soaring thanks to President Trump's latest trade truce with China and the...
Well, pardon me. I have to take a break from all the fun I've been having trying to set up a spar match because, you know, liberals are soft as Charmin.
I don't think that's it, but yeah, he's upset because there's a community guideline violation. Who cares? Yeah, we're gonna go through that 6-part video. Yeah. So we are gonna go do. We're gonna do that.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will always hurt them.
Oh, it's hilarious that he says that because that's going to prove a little weird considering that because of my words on my live, he blocked me. Because of my words. Because what I was saying about him, he took a little offense to that and blocked me. But your words hurt? Really? Huh. Because of other people's words, you turned off your stitches, duets, you turned off your comments, you turned off your ads, you turned all of that off? But your words hurt? Who's the one softest, Charmin?
Anyway, obviously this is a good thing between the U.S. and China, and I'm sure that both parties are celebrating, and I'm sure that the left isn't moving the goalposts.
Some relief, maybe it doesn't, we'll have to see. But remember, we are only in this mess because of Donald Trump. He's literally...
Harry gonna Harry. Harry always gonna Harry. At least he's...
What does that mean?
Imagine how upset this guy's gonna be when there actually is a deal that's struck, and it's completely in the favor of the U.S. as it should have been before.
First of all, there should never be a deal that's in favor of just the U.S. That's not how deals are supposed to work. Deals are supposed to be made to benefit both people, all parties involved. It's not supposed to be something to benefit only the U.S. That's not how deals work. But considering that you go for somebody who always strikes a deal for his benefit, I understand where you're coming from. What it sounds like you're trying to do is you're trying to milk other countries for that, whether it's China, whether it's somebody on the other side of the aisle, whether it's Canada, whatever it is. It seems like all you want to do is just milk them for what they're worth, just to benefit the United States. Not for it to be mutually beneficial, but just to benefit the United States. That's not how it works. Yeah, that's not the one I wanted to hear. I'm just tired. Oh, there's this one. I'll play this one, I guess.
The former director of the FBI yesterday posts 8647. Eliminate 47. He writes, cool shell formation.
So, yeah, James Comey wrote this out in the sand. 8647. Okay, he wrote that on the sand. Does anybody know what 86 stands for? Because it doesn't stand for what they want to claim it stands for. This is where they start catastrophizing. Okay? He wrote out 8647. It does not mean anything. When somebody says 86, remove. That's it. It just means remove. But they, for some reason, want to make it sound like they're saying eliminate. Right, exactly, Luxury. It just means remove. Oh, I've got an itch. Yeah, exactly. If you're 86 from a club, you still survive. You're just no longer in the club. So for them to start making this wild claim that what James Comey did was threaten Donald Trump? Why do I have... Ugh. It's getting too hot now. We're getting the little flies. I'm going to have to get the little fly traps now. Or close all my windows. But yeah, the claim that that's what he meant, that's a little wild.
I'm disgusted. Disgusting. Of course, the former director of the FBI knows what 8647 means. It's disgusting.
Yeah, you don't know what it means. You don't know what it means. Everybody else knows what it means. Here, let me move so you guys can see who this person is. Her name is Avery. He seems to like boosting her content for some reason. They had like stickers and shirts that said the same thing. They had stickers and shirts that said the exact same thing, but they don't recall that for some reason. All of a sudden, oh no, that didn't happen. Here, you know what? Just to prove the point, let's see if we can. I'm just going to go on to. Where can I go? Let's see. And I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can see. 8646 merch. Let's see what comes up. All right. So, just to be clear, why isn't it plugged in? Here, let's unplug and plug it back in. There we go. TeePublic. 8646. 8646. Was there any outrage for that? 8646. Anti-Biden. Did we hear any outrage from that? I didn't see any liberals saying, "Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, can you believe what they're doing?" 8646. Goodness, we just hit the shopping button and see what else. Long sleeve shirts that say 8646. Wow, look at all of this. 86. Did I see anybody complain about that? I don't think I've ever heard anybody on the left complain about that. I didn't know about 8646 until people were talking about 8647. I didn't know about that because nobody cared. Nobody cared. 8646 was just saying remove Joe Biden. It's remove Joe Biden. That's what 8646 was. Oh no, the tan suit was a little. Tan suit was a little too much. Yeah, that's all it meant. That's it. It wasn't anything else other than remove Joe Biden. It even says it on one of the shirts above. Impeach Joe Biden. 8646. Impeach Joe Biden. Where is it? Oh nope, that's Star Wars stuff. Yeah, that's it. That's it. But apparently, James Comey means something completely different when he types out 8647. According to her, when he says 8647, they're going after him. They're going after him.
It highlights how divisive the left is and how not tolerant they are of anyone else's ideas ever. What is so cool about the MAGA movement is we are full of so many different ideas where we invite challenge.
What challenge did they invite? The challenge of people being able to just live their lives? Why would you invite the challenge of that? Invite challenge? What I would love to hear any of the policies that the right puts out that invites challenge. Sorry, just checking my daughter's. Invite challenge. That's so... I can't. I really can't. That's just so...
We ask to be questioned. We want our ideas. We want to be the best for America. So we want the best ideas, which means you have to invite all ideas up.
Really? Is that why whenever there's a policy on the left that comes up, you guys just you don't want to talk about it? You guys table it? You guys table all the policies that the left put up? That's why? Because that seems to happen very often. It's just I don't know if it's just, I don't know if it's ignorance or willful ignorance. I can't tell with some of these creators sometimes. I can't. And remember, this is a repost from Mr. Ray Ray. Mr. Ray Ray reposted this because you know why?
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
So, there's that. There's the fact that that's the claim. And yeah, it looks like he reposted her a lot, so I think he has a little bit of a crush there. What's this one?
This is fucking nuts. You're going to want to sign this petition to Governor Bob Ferguson in Washington State after you see this.
Oh, is that no, that's not the one I want from her.
$16 billion budget.
This is the one.
Trump has the best sense of humor of any sitting president in my lifetime, okay? As a fat person...
Hold on. So, she's saying Trump has the best sense of humor in their lifetime, okay? So why has it been that Trump has not had that the roast that they have every other president has had put together by the AP, by the Associated Press? Why hasn't he done that? If he has the best sense of humor ever, why hasn't he done that? Best sense of humor. And mind you, she's saying that he is fat. Trump claims that he's not. Trump claims he's in the best. He is the healthiest he's ever been.
Himself, he went on live television today and made fun of other fat people and the people who take Ozempic.
My friend of mine.
So she's saying that he did this intentionally. The Correspondence Center. That's correct. Exactly. So she's saying that he purposely went on to make fun of his friend. And that gives him a good sense of humor.
Mine was a businessman, very, very, very top guy. Most of you would have heard of him. A highly neurotic, brilliant businessman, seriously overweight, and he takes the fat shot drug.
I do want to make it clear. It's more than likely that he said that, the drug that he's saying, because he can't say Ozempic. I can almost guarantee that's why he said it that way, because he cannot say Ozempic. Guaranteed that's why he did that, because he knew he couldn't say that word. He could not bring himself to say Ozempic, but it's funny. It's humorous. I mean, because look at her. She's about to hurt herself laughing so much at this joke that he has.
And he called me up and he said, President, he calls me, he used to call me Donald, now he calls me President, so that's nice respect. But he's a rough guy, smart guy, very successful, very rich. I wouldn't even know how we would know this, but because he's got comments. President, could I ask?
What? Is this another weave thing that he always talks about? The weave when he has conversations? Because he goes off into the weeds a lot.
Ask you a question. What? I'm in London, and I just paid for this damn fat drug I take. I said, it's not working. They said, He said, I just paid $88. And in New York, I pay $1,300. What the hell is going on?
Trump has...
That was the joke. That's where she's saying that he has the best sense of humor of any president. That was the joke. I could bring up the correspondence dinner that Obama had where he was roasting on Trump, and we can see how funny, how much of a sense of humor he had. We can look at that and remember and recall he was not having a good time at that dinner. He was not having a good time at that dinner. So for her to claim that he has the best sense of humor, Bush was funnier. Exactly. I would argue that J.D. Vance would probably be funnier than Trump. I can't find that video. I think it didn't download correctly. Oh, well. Well, let's move on from that because his reposts really show that...
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
Yeah, it shows that a lot. You know? I mean, you can't show love and inclusion like talking about somebody's weight to millions of people. I mean, you can't. I mean, that is definitely love and inclusion there. So, yeah, let's go there. Well, so the crux of this, the big, I'm going to go show you again. I did this before, but I'm going to do it again now because it's important to know that I don't agree with in any way with what Ray did. And I don't think Good Trouble does either, but he showed it because it was important to show it. Okay? So I'm going to show it. I'm only going to show it once. If you want to watch it again, then you can either find Good Trouble's video or you can go and watch it on YouTube if you missed anything about it. But I'm just going to show it once and have it go through because it's ridiculous that he thought that this was a smart thing to put on the internet. Okay, and this is again about Ray. This is what Ray did, and this is after the whole boxing challenge. Now keep in mind as well that once this happened, he also blocked Good Trouble, so that sparring match is probably not going to happen because he tucked tail and ran.
This is going to come with a trigger warning, unfortunately, because the video I'm about to play you is me on a live explaining to a panel why we don't have to platform everybody in the pursuit of reaching across the aisle.
I've never tried to get in a live as hard as this because I think this is important. You earlier, when you were going to bring me up an hour and a half ago, you asked me if I was going to do it out of love and like have a nice cordial conversation. And the answer is yes. But not for this. It's for the love of like other communities who are deeply affected by shit like this. Okay, I'm just gonna show you this. I'm gonna play it because I think it's important. You might think that you're like playing with kid gloves, but coddling this shit is really bad.
Talking about 100 men versus one gorilla, who would win? Bitch, I'm a gorilla.
So remember, the person that he stitched, that he reposted, said that he did a joke. He didn't add this context. This is the gorilla face filter that you have on TikTok. Okay, so this is the gorilla face that you did on TikTok.
I'm gonna put it to you like this: not only would I unalive all 100 men that come my way, I will attend their funerals and take their woman from them afterwards.
What's he trying to say by take your woman? I'm not sure what the misogynist reference, why that's necessary.
You ain't never heard that once you go silverback, you never go back? Or hell, I might want to think about this. I might do even worse. I'll keep you alive, but I'll rip your bananas off, okay? Like Lorena Bobbitt. And then I will take your woman. What do you...
Again, why?
You call a picture of me with my arm around your girl, smiling like this. That's called gorilla cheese. One of y'all gonna have a wife named Manila. I'm gonna take her. We gonna call that Gorilla in Manila. Y'all act like my cousin Shaq didn't dominate the NBA for decades. Y'all act like my whole...
I'll let that sit for a minute, okay? Remember, he was in a gorilla filter. And his comment, again, just a simple comment. Yeah, oh yeah, she was trying to contain her laughter. But the simple comment, it was just a simple comment. It was just like the person who he reposted. It was simple. It was, why does that come off as racist? Why does a comment like that come off as racist? Why, if he just said it? No, you have to add the context that he was in a gorilla filter. And the fact that you didn't do that when you were explaining that shows that that was not a good thing. That was wrong. But you wanted to claim that all he did was just say my cousin Shaq, when that's not what he did. You know that for sure.
Cousin Shaq. My cousin Shaq.
No.
So I just want you to be clear. This is all I came to say. If you want to platform people like this, right? You just got to get it clear. It's fine having these conversations. Certain people don't deserve the fucking kindness that you are showing this person. That's all I'm saying. I think that everybody who hadn't seen that video might have a different fucking opinion, okay, Ray? And I swear to God, Ray, and the next time I fucking see you, I will feed you your
dinner. I said, I'm going to feed you your dinner.
He filtered himself right there, for sure.
There, okay.
Right, brother? That's all I came here to say. Okay? If you want to continue to platform this fucking bigot, that's on you. That you get all the smoke after this. That's fine. That's you guys. You get the decision. You get to have this conversation. That's fine. You just know that.
So
now you can't just play dumb and say.
You did see, because he did put on there the KK crash out, but you see Ray just starting to lose it, absolutely lose it. And I'm going to actually, I will increase it so you guys can see how much he was losing it. Okay, so we're going to go and we're going to increase just him so we can see just how much he started losing it after all of this.
That's fine. That's you guys. You get the decision. You get to have this conversation. That's fine. You just know.
So that's how heated he was for the exchange that happened there. He was so intensely heated that he lost it. He lost it. But why did he lose it? Because he was called out. He was called out for what he did. Deservedly so. But he tries to explain what he meant by that.
Now you can't just play dumb and say, "Oh, but we're just trying to reach the other side." This is who you're trying to reach right now. Okay? That's fine. Ray, I hope you
have the day you deserve. I said, I hope you have the day you deserve there too. Okay.
Okay, cool. Can I explain that now? Can I have the floor? And I will do it calmly. Okay. Because I think he's talking about the main joke where I said cousin Shaq. That is literally a Pete Davidson joke in a roast.
So?
Like, go back and see it.
So what?
Comedy is a very subjective thing.
Comedy is a very subjective thing. This is I saw Good Troll. I'm like, who's Good Troll? Is that one of his alts? So I do want to point this out, okay? He did point out that it was a Pete Davidson joke on a roast that he did to Shaq. Yes, that is true. That was a joke. Was it appropriate then? I don't think so. But that was a joke that Pete Davidson did on a roast while Shaq was there, and that was the purpose of him doing it there. It was a scripted, this was scripted as well, as far as he knew he was going to say it ahead of time. But my thing is that this was something, and everybody knows that it was something that was the intent of it, because it was directly towards Shaq in that instance. When Ray did it, it was not. Ray made that joke while in a gorilla filter, to try to make a point, to try to think he was funny by saying that Shaq is related to a gorilla. He said that about Shaq. Why couldn't he say that about a white basketball player that's big? Why couldn't he say that about them? It had to be Shaq because it was funny. Okay? My argument is also Leonardo DiCaprio said the N-word a lot of times in Django Unchained. He said it tons of times, and there were black actors there. Kerry Washington was there. Samuel Jackson was there. Jamie Foxx was there. Leo DiCaprio said the N-word a lot of time. It was scripted. Samuel Jackson knew it was going to be said. Jamie Foxx knew it was going to be said. Kerry Washington knew that it was going to be said. So is it okay now, because it was said for entertainment purposes only, is it okay for you now to use the N-word because Leo DiCaprio said it? Because that's the same argument having with this Pete Davidson joke. It's the exact same argument. Because a white person said it in a movie, or a white person said it at a roast, it is okay to say it. That's your argument here. Where's the line? Where is the line for that? People have graped people in other movies. Are you saying that because that happened, it's okay because it was done in a movie? Where's the line? You did it because you are racist. You did it because you are a bigot. Full stop, no notes. That's why Ray did it. He did it specifically for that reason. And for him to claim anything else is just him trying to cover his own behind. That's all it is. He did it because he thought it was going to be funny to his also loving and inclusive or inclusionary party. He did it because
the Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
That's why he did it, because his Conservative Party would have absolutely no problem with that. In that whole video he did, he talked about how the Conservative Party, they don't judge people. They accept you. They accept you. They think it's okay. They accept you. Of course they do, because they have your same ideals. They are also bigots. They are also racist. They are also transphobic. So yes, understandable that they're going to be okay with you making that subjectively funny joke. Yeah. We understand that. And the fact that Mercedes or anybody else on that platform were okay with that in any way, shape, or form, wanted to hear his side, that's not okay either. The only person that really pressed him at the beginning after all of that wasn't Mercedes, was not the host. It was Zombie, the person at the top, who said, it doesn't matter what context it was in. You said it, and that was a racist way of putting it. That was a racist thing to say. There is no context where it's okay for him to have said that, especially while being in a gorilla filter.
I mean, if I'm gonna keep it a buck though, that was pretty racist though. Yeah, I do. But I will just straight up, like, whatever explanation you will give, I don't think is acceptable. Because, I mean, to even, like, parallel a gorilla to another black man, like Shaq, like, even if you're referencing something else, it's not acceptable. Like, you get what I'm saying?
I'm not going to apologize for that, Zombie. It's a joke from Pete Davidson from a roast.
But it's like, so...
Most of the jokes were from that. So I don't...
It don't really matter where it's from, though. Like, you're literally making a racial joke.
Yeah, so in conclusion, I do think that there is value in trying to reach people who feel differently than you and I. I don't think, however, that platforming disgusting bigots in an effort to reach those people is something that we need to be doing. This little postscript here, Ray, who you saw so confident, so unapologetic about that awesome joke he stole from Pete Davidson, would never apologize because comedy is subjective. Took that fucking video down with the quickness today, didn't he? That's interesting. He also doesn't want to hear from me anymore. I trust you'll give him the message.
That's the funniest thing. That is the funniest thing. He says he's such, he claims to be some alpha. He claims to be some, which is ridiculous. Alpha doesn't exist, but he claims to be one. He claims, what's wrong with being performative if you get your message across? If Good Trouble is performative, I don't care. He's getting his message across. That's the important thing. That's the important thing. I don't care if he's performative. Be performative all you want, as long as you get your message across. So that's fine. I'm performative. This is all a performance. This is all a performance. I could have just talked about it, but instead, I'm making it a little entertaining, which is exactly what he does. He makes his content entertaining. So I don't have a problem with people who are performative, as long as they're genuine. That's it. Be performative. I don't go off on people who what everyone wants to say is a grifter. That's fine. Grift away, as long as it's not towards people who are vulnerable. If somebody's willing to pay, whether it's a gift, whether it's Cash App, whether it's whatever it is, if somebody's willing to do that because they enjoy your content, by all means, do that. When people put on their videos $10 to kick, universe or galaxy to kick, all that stuff, I don't care. I don't care, as long as you're not harming a community or you're not taking advantage of somebody who's vulnerable. I don't care. Do that. Do that all you want. Having said that, you can actually get your comments read out by if you send out a hand heart and put a 10 seconds later putting a / in front of your comment, just like so.
Ernesto No DMs says Good Trouble is performative. So what?
Yeah. So you can always do that if you send a hand heart, wait 10 seconds and then you put a / in front of your comment. As long as it's not filtered out by TikTok, then you're good to go. People can grift away. Doesn't matter for anything. Exploitative? Well, I guess it depends. I mean, it depends. I won't do it, but I don't have anything against somebody who does that if that's how they set up their platform. Some people, this is their means of income. Some people, that's what they do. And if that's it, I mean, it's not like people will go in there not knowing this. People who are doing that and giving to this and sending gifts and things like that, they know that going in there. So I wouldn't consider it exploitative at all. But like I said, it also is depending on as long as it's not causing harm to a community. So if somebody won't do it unless if you have a person up there saying the worst things in the world, being extremely harmful, and you still won't take them down until you get a gift to take them down, then yeah, I think that's harmful. I don't agree with that. I would not support somebody who does that. Okay? You still have to be able to control and protect the people that you say you want to protect. You still have to be looking out for people. I wouldn't have somebody on my platform that's being extremely harmful and not do anything about it. And wait for somebody to send me a corgi before I drop them. I wouldn't do that. I'd drop them. Okay? Other people want to do that, that's fine. I just won't support that. I won't support that. So I get it. It can be. It can be considered exploitative. I get it. But I just won't. I won't support that at all. But I don't mind when somebody does that, and then as soon as it happens, if somebody just doesn't want to hear this person because they're annoying, they send a gift and then and they get run off. I don't mind that at all. Again, I have absolutely no issue with that. But so this happened, okay? He was blocked. Gutta was blocked by Ray Ray, and when I did this live before, while I was on this live, Ray Ray did join a couple of times. He joined and says, one of the first times he joins and says that, yeah, we can't keep his name out of our mouths. Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm definitely going to be talking about bigots and calling them out and letting people know who they are. Sure. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I have no problem in doing that. Happily, we'll do that. But the funny thing is, after that video, after Good Trouble put his video out, and after he took his other video down, he decided to go onto his main page. He decided to go into his main page. He decided to go to his main page and post this video.
I didn't post a video all weekend because I wanted to gather myself, think about things, and I posted a 6-part, because 3 minutes is the max that I have on my other channel, series on my other channel. It'll explain everything regarding this R-word drama.
So the R-word drama, I don't know why he's just not comfortable in saying racist. I'm not sure why he's not comfortable in saying racist. And make it sound like saying R-word. Now, I did find it odd that he decided that he was going to say that he was going to post things on on his backup or his political punches account, but not post it on his main account. Okay? And what I'm gathering from that, I could be wrong, but what I'm gathering from that is he wasn't prepared to take the heat for those videos on his main account. He had already admitted in another video some way or something that he was at risk of losing his account. I'm sorry. If I'm at risk for losing my account, then I probably more than likely deserved it in some way, shape, or form. Well, it was because he does explain it in the 6-part video. In the 6-part video, he starts talking about it. But yeah, he was afraid that he was going to get more heat on his main page, so he decided not to post it. Instead, what he did is he went to this Political Punches page and he put this up there. Now, on that Political Punches page, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe his comments are off. His stitches are off. His duets are off. All of that is still off. So you couldn't even go and reply to him. He just wanted to vent on another space. He needed his own safe space to do so, but he also needed a safe space away from his main page so his main page doesn't get the heat. Part 1.
3 minutes ain't gonna be enough time, so this will be multiple parts. Let's talk my racism with the use of a gorilla filter. First of all, that gorilla filter has been used 2.2 million times. 2.2 million times. Y'all gonna go after the other 2.2 million people?
Did they use it the way you did? Did they use that filter the way you did? Because if they did, then yes. Yes, I would go after those creators as well. Do I think they used it in the way that you did? No. It's possible that there are some. It's possible that some of them did use it in that way. And if I were to find a video, I would definitely comment on it and say it was not right. And if I get pushback from that, I would do this to them as well. I would do exactly what I'm doing to you. Because that's how you expose people who are not good. who are bad people, who are bigots. That's how you do it. The fact that you needed a 6-part video to make an explanation is so weird.
You've used that filter, are you?
Yes.
Okay. Next.
I said that already.
Y'all said that I used the filter to depict a black man. That didn't happen.
Except for you did when you said Cousin Shaq.
That's not true. My first sentence in that video said, I'm a gorilla, which means...
It doesn't matter what you said in the first part. You could say I'm a giraffe and have a gorilla face in there. That doesn't matter.
Means I was playing the part of a gorilla, and I know that because I watched a video before I pressed record where a man was doing the same thing, and I said, that's pretty funny, this whole 100 men versus one gorilla thing's going on. I'm going to do that same thing, put my place as a gorilla.
Great. Did that person who did that also say Cousin Shaq? Because if they did, please let me know. I'll post a video about them as well.
Okay, so I'm going to use that filter, and I start acting like a gorilla. And you guys said...
What does a gorilla act like?
Said, oh, you use a different voice. You tried to sound like a black man. I didn't say that. Y'all did that. I used a different voice because I was a gorilla. I was playing a part of a gorilla.
Because, we know what a gorilla sounds like when he speaks English. We know that for sure. So you're playing the part of a gorilla, and they sound like he was sounding, apparently. I swear, it's insanely loud.
Y'all made it about race, because the left always makes it about race.
Yeah, we do, when it's about race.
You know what? You know when you get a new vehicle, and you're like, oh, this is a unique vehicle. I've never seen this one before. I'm going to be new. I'm going to be hip. And then all of a sudden, you start driving around the highways, and you're like, what the heck, man? Everybody's got my vehicle. Everybody's driving what I'm driving. Why is that? I never noticed this before, but now I do. That's how black people on the liberal side of things and woke white people on the liberal side of things view racism.
Yeah, we open our eyes. So you're right. You're right. You hit the nail right on the head. Sometimes we didn't notice it before. But now when it's in front of us and we can recognize it, we start realizing that it's all around us. Because those vehicles you're talking about, they're not imaginary vehicles. You didn't concoct those vehicles. You didn't make the point you think you did based on that analogy. You just proved exactly what you're trying to disprove here. It's so wild that he doesn't realize that. It's so wild that he does not realize that this analogy that he used completely proves our point. You didn't notice it before because you weren't experiencing it. You didn't have it. It wasn't in front of you. Once it is, the things that that you were blind to, you're no longer blind to. That's exactly the point. You didn't do what you thought you did. Does he get a W? Does he get a W for the unintentional wokeness that he just displayed there? Is that a W for that unintentional wokeness? Because that's wild that his analogy proves our point. That's so weird. Because what you're saying he was trying to say is that now that we want to talk about it, we make it up everywhere else. People don't make up those vehicles that you start seeing. Those vehicles exist. I didn't even catch this the first time I heard it. I didn't catch that. The first time I heard it, the first time we did this, I didn't catch that he was proving our point with his analogy. That's so wild. That's why I like doing these encores, because I find new things.
They're racist, so they view everything as racist, and they see everything and are aware of everything as racist. You know why I posted that video? Clean my hands. That I had no clue that it was going to be misconstrued as racism.
Doesn't matter if you had no clue if it was going to or not. It was. So the The correct thing to do was say, you know what? I didn't realize that it was my bad. And all of this would have gone away. All of this would have gone away. You know what? I didn't realize that it came off that way. And, oh man, I that was not my intention at all. Oops, my bad. I'll take it down and I'll not do it again. Growth. That's all it would have taken.
You know why? Because I'm not racist.
Except that you are.
People who aren't racist don't view things as potentially being racist because they don't actually see color.
That's not how that works either. That's not how that works. If you don't see color, then you're blind. That doesn't mean you're not racist. That makes no sense, dude.
They don't actually see things as being racism.
Exactly. Exactly. How did you not get that on part one? Part one of his video, he's completely proving our points. Everyone's point that's calling him out. Every single person that's calling him out, he is proving everybody's point.
I don't have your vehicle, so I'm not aware of it on my highways. Okay?
But when you do get it, you would be aware of it and you would understand why. That's the point.
I'm not racist.
And we were trying to show you that. We were trying to show you that particular point. Because you don't have our vehicle, you're not noticing the other vehicles. So we're saying, here, look at this vehicle and keep an eye out for those same vehicles. Because they're there. They are there. You're just not noticing them.
You are. That's your party. Okay? I got 40 seconds left on this video. So I said, my cousin Shaq, which has been referenced multiple times for Shaquille O'Neal.
I don't care how many times it's been referenced. We're talking about when you referenced it. Who cares how many other times prior to this? Who cares how many times after this? If it happens after this, it will be addressed then. We're talking about the time that you used it.
I referenced that as comparing him to a gorilla because of his stature.
No.
Not because of his skin color.
Nope.
That's a you thing. You did that. You compared Shaq to a gorilla because of his skin color. I did it because of his stature, which many of people have done.
Oof, man. Back away from the phone. Back away from the phone. You know what? Recline your car seat a little bit, since you like to make you like that. Now, also, let's keep in mind. Let's remember how many times. I don't know if I want to keep an active count of how many times he virtually just starts yelling. I mean, or not virtually, but literally starts yelling in these videos, okay? Because that's important when it comes towards the end.
I'm out of time. See you in the next video.
Part 1.
So I compare Shaq to a gorilla because of his stature, not because of his skin color. I don't care if you believe me. I don't need you to believe me. I definitely don't care if the left believes me.
Guys, he doesn't care if we believe him. I mean, things I don't care about, I make 6-part videos about all the time. I mean, I know that if I don't care about something, I'm going to sit there for at least, 18 minutes? At least 18 minutes, according to him, because each one of these are 3 minutes long. At least 18 minutes talking about things that I don't care about.
I'm not on your team, okay? And I know my heart. In fact, 3 people know my heart: God, Jesus, and myself. And we all know that when Ray Ray pressed post on that video, Ray Ray had no intent of racism.
Wasn't about the intent. Now, do I believe that he had intent? Yeah, I do. But even if he didn't, it still happened. There was still impact to that. So regardless of whether or not there was intent behind it, the impact is different.
Because Ray isn't racist. I have never been racist. I am not racist. I will never be racist.
How do you know that if you don't see the vehicles on the road, my guy? How do you know that if you, by your analogy, based on your analogy, don't see the vehicles on the road?
I have friends, many friends, for 25 plus years. You guys call them, that are black. You guys call them token friends.
We only call them token friends because you're tokenizing them. In a conversation about race, you deciding to bring up that you are friends with somebody who's black doesn't help your argument. It doesn't help your argument.
I just call them friends.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Because you use them. You're going to just call them friend because you can't see that you're tokenizing them because of your racism.
You know why? Because they're friends. They're not token friends.
They weren't token friends until you let us know that they were your black friends. That's when they went from you just having these friends who are, incidentally, they're black, to being black friends that I have to use to prove that I don't hate black people. That's when they turn into token friends, when you decided to tokenize them.
I must be a collector because I have a lot of token black friends.
That's a weird statement to make. That is just an odd statement to make to prove that he's not a racist and prove that he's not using his friends as tokens. I'm a collector. That is a weird way to put it. Again, even if you're not intending to sound that way, you are. The impact is I mean, my goodness, it's bad. You need to put your seatbelt on because that's a major impact.
Man, I'm really collecting these 25 plus years. And you know what cracks me up? The people shouting the most, black women specifically on the liberal side, but black men too, as well as woke white liberals, the ones shouting the most, those type of people, the ones I just said.
No, which ones did you say again? Say it again.
They don't have any tokens in their real life. All their tokens, as y'all call them, tokens, are network tokens. People that they met on TikTok that can enhance their life and give them connections.
What is he talking about here? I still don't understand what he's talking about here. I don't get it. I have no idea what he's trying to, where this argument is going.
But in your real life, y'all don't, the black men and black women on the liberal side, y'all don't have white friends that you've been friends with for 25 plus years that you're like that.
How do you know who these people are and what kind of friends that they have? And what does that matter?
And the woke white liberals, including probably Good Trouble, probably, notice I said probably, I don't know anything about his life like that.
Then you should have stopped right there. You should have stopped right there. Because we wouldn't have known about your token friends until you brought it up. We wouldn't have known anything about you until you started bringing them up. That was your choice to do that. But now you want to pass judgment or you want to make assumptions about other people?
But he's from Boston and he's a white cyclist. Boston, one of the most racist racist cities in the country.
So?
He don't have any black friends for 25 plus years, I bet.
I don't understand how that makes a difference at all. How that's relevant at all.
I have multiple. Dean doesn't. Parker doesn't. They're not even 25 plus years old. Harry doesn't. None of y'all have tokens.
More yelling. More yelling. All right. More yelling.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Calm down.
Y'all are the racist ones.
Mhm.
You realize that, right?
Sure. Okay.
Y'all are the racist one.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
It's always the ones. This is ironic because I'm shouting. It's always the ones shouting the loudest who are what they're telling people they are.
And that's exactly what you're doing. That was such a fake laugh to try to get back from, because he just realized what he said there. He realized what he said there, so he's like, "Oh no! Then I've got to calm myself down. I've got to pretend laugh."
You can't cancel me, by the way. I'm a Christian Republican. Okay, we back each other. You know.
Right? Yeah. Racists support racists. We're not surprised by that.
We don't read into things. Maybe you guys are the more educated party because you read into everything.
Another unintentional W we got from him today. Just another, just so many unintentional W's from Ray Ray.
See you in the next video.
Do we have to? Yeah, I guess we have to. I started this and I cannot stop.
On top of these friends that I've had for 25 plus years.
Who cares?
I have tithed 10% of my income to my church since April of 2015.
6 parts.
$60-something thousand.
6 parts.
In total.
I'm not sure why it matters how much money you've given to your church. I don't know how that explains your racism.
That church, we have a sister church in Africa.
Oh.
Black people.
So you want to tokenize... You want to tokenize what your church does now. Does your church know that? Does your church know that you're trying to use the goodwill that they've decided to do for whatever reason they did? You're trying to do what they think is... yeah, exactly, colonizer. Yeah. So you're saying that you want to use the supposed goodwill of your church by building a church in a country that very likely didn't want your church there to begin with, so you could teach them the word when they very likely didn't care to know about that. You want to use that as proof that you're not racist?
Isn't that crazy?
And that's another good point, Kay. He has no idea what's going on at the church there. It's not like he's running whatever they're doing there. He's giving his money, and when you tithe your money, you don't put, I want this $10 to go to this. I want this $5 to go to this. I want this $6 to go to this. You just say, here's my money according to what my Lord God wants me to give, and you do with it what you say you're going to do. That's all you do. It's just the church tax. You're paying the church tax.
Why would I give money to a church that's building churches out in Africa?
Because you're indoctrinated by the religion.
Tens of thousands of dollars of my money.
Over 10 years. Big deal. $6,000. $6,000. What? You said $60,000 over 10 years? $6,000 a year? So because you gave $50 a month, you're like an amazing person?
Crazy. In India, that church, by the way, doubles up as a school. And there's a clean water well that we had to build that costs a lot of money so that they can have clean water. In India, there's kids that were saved from X trafficking where we built a housing shelter for them and their families, a housing complex with state-of-the-art computers and technology, a learning system, a schooling system in that area. Kids who were saved from X trafficking.
Did the church did that, or are you talking about it so you can pat yourself on the back later? Because anything that I've donated or given, I don't have in my back pocket to say, look, I've given to this organization. Look, I've donated to this person. Look, I've given to that people. I've never done that. You will never know where my anonymous donations are going because they're anonymous. The only people that know about that is the IRS. That's it.
Here locally,
oh boy,
we have a grocery store that we bought out with our tithing money that feeds all the underprivileged communities in our area. Literally every single week, once a week, people come in a line and they get food from this pantry for free, who are going through hard times, who don't have money for it otherwise. They just grab and go.
Let's say you do all of those things. Let's say you're the one that organized that church. Let's say you're the one that organized building that house. Let's say you're the one that organized buying that church and put all that stuff together. That still negates the fact that you're racist. All of that stuff, or it still doesn't negate it, I apologize. That's still, all of that stuff still doesn't mean that you're not racist. All of that stuff. All of that stuff could be true, and you can still be a racist. Is all of that true? I don't know. I don't care. Because I'm not focusing on the goodwill that you claim to do. I'm focusing on the fact that you're a racist based on what we have seen, what we've experienced, what we have witnessed. That's it. And it's not just the fact that you said it. It's the fact that you can't understand why it was what it was. Therein lies the real issue. The real issue is not the fact that you said it. Because, yeah, I'll grant you, there's a possibility you had no intentions of making it sound like it did. But the fact that it did sound like that it did makes it bad. And even that doesn't make you a racist. It's you trying to justify by saying it and not apologizing for the fact that it was racist. That's what makes you a racist. If you had just posted it and then Good Trouble had come up and shown it and you said, you know what? I didn't look at it that way. That was just ridiculous. My bad. I would have said you're ignorant. I'd say that, you have to work. You have to definitely unpack some things as to why you thought it was okay. But I wouldn't be calling you I wouldn't be calling you a flat out racist. Now I am. Because you had to make 6 parts to try to prove that you're not. 6 parts. You had to do 18 minutes of yelling in your car in a Walmart parking lot to prove that you're not racist.
More than enough. My mom used it. More than enough. I think there's a lot of underprivileged people, including the black community, who takes advantage of that.
Okay, still doesn't mean that you're not racist.
My hard-earned money, $60-something thousand, has gone towards my community and abroad to all different types of ethnicities, races, colors, creeds. No questions asked. I've never worried about that. I'm happy with where my church puts their money, and I'm happy to be a part of that.
So I'd like to point out something that he said earlier. He was very clear in saying that the Conservative Party, that he doesn't see color. He doesn't see color. But now he's trying to prove that he's not racist by pointing out what different colors he helps. How does that work? How does that work?
Now, if I asked you, woke liberals, woke white liberals, black liberals, if I asked y'all how much you've done in general for anybody, like that. I bet you haven't given $60-something thousand in the last 10 years.
You'll never know because I don't brag about it. I don't brag about it. So you'll never know exactly what I've done in my community, exactly how much I've donated. I won't brag about it. All of that is between me and your God. That's between me and your God. You don't need to know. I don't need to justify myself to you. There's nothing I need to do to justify why I am not who I am. You can turn around and call me whatever you want. You can do that on multiple lives and multiple platforms all you want. You know what I'm not going to do? Is try to disprove you, because I'm just going to continue doing me, and those people who want to believe you are going to believe you. And what can I do about it? Nothing. Nothing. I'm just going to continue to be me. That's it. Because I don't need to prove anything to you. You, on the other hand, do need to prove to everyone why you would call me what you called me. I am actively proving why you're a racist. I am currently proving why people are saying what they're saying about you. Currently. I am providing the receipts for that. If you were to be providing the receipts for me to do that, or for whatever what you want to claim about me, that's it. Oh, he didn't call me anything. I'm just saying if he did, I don't care. I don't care. The difference is that he wouldn't have any kind of receipts to prove his point. He wouldn't. And if he did, and there was something that I was doing wrong, I would own up to it. I would accept it. If anybody in any community were to say Ernesto was doing this, or he said this, he acted in this particular way, and it needs to be addressed, I'll address it. I'll address it when it comes to my part in it. Gladly.
Well, 10% of your income, let's say that. I bet you haven't given 10% of your income in the last 10 years towards that stuff. And if you have, for the small, tiny percentage who have, I bet it's for communities that you only specify that you care about. It's not just any community.
You'll never know.
I bet Tashika ain't given to underprivileged white communities. I bet
you don't
she
know
ain't
what
doing that.
Tashika's doing. What does
See you
that
in the next
matter?
video.
Again, all of that stuff is irrelevant. All of that stuff is irrelevant. What is this, part 3? Okay, so I need to go part 4. What is the point? Who cares? Nobody's questioning about anything about whether Tashika is... It's not about Tashika. You're trying to move this to somebody else every single time. I really want to eat the rest of my ceviche right now, but I'm going to have to wait.
Dean, Parker, Harry, Good Trouble.
Let's see. The lady called Mantis from Tom's Live just posted and appeared to double down. Oh, yeah. Not surprised. She was something for sure.
These people make hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions. I've heard millions for Dean.
Okay. Good
millions.
For them. Good for them.
Danielle, thank you for the $400 super. Oh my God! Greg, thank you for the $100 donation on sale.
Is this just? Is he just now being like? Is this just like? It seems like envy. Seems like jealousy. That's what that seems like. You're not learning much at this church. At this church, you claim that's doing such good and building another church, a sister church in Africa, and doing this whole. You know, maybe they should stop trying to build stuff in other places and work on their own congregation, because it doesn't seem like you're learning much, dude. Based on your word, based on the words in your book, doesn't sound like you're learning much, because that does definitely sound like jealousy. Sorry, I just wanted to drop a sound effect that I was waiting there for you. But remember, guys, keep in mind,
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
we got to remember that.
Byron, thank you. Thank you so much for the $50. All to his pockets.
How do you know? How do you know what's going into his pockets, what he's donating, all of that stuff? He hasn't said other way. He never said, I'm keeping all of it, but he also never said, I'm donating this amount to it. You don't know what he's doing. And to be honest, if he's donating, awesome. If he's not, I don't care. I don't care.
All to his pockets. I'd love to see Dean's donation.
Why?
Slips.
Why?
Let me see them.
Why?
Are they 10% of his income?
Who cares?
Nope. Dean's used F slurs in the past.
Yes, he has. He has. He's admitted to that. You know what he's done? He's apologized for it. Has everybody accepted his apology? No. No. And they have every right to do so. If they don't want to accept his apology, they don't have to. Has he kept trying to push people to accept his apology? No. No. He's made his apology, and he understands that some people are never going to like him. He knows that. What does this have to do with your racism?
Regarding the non-straight community, Dean's used N slurs in the past. You guys forgave him real quick. You just give him your money.
How do you know who forgave him and who didn't? How do you know? And it's possible. You know what? The crazy thing is that it is possible. Some of the people that donate heavily to Dean may not know about this. And they could likely change their mind once they hear about it and not donate to him anymore. That's a possibility. Some will probably have accepted it. And you know what? There are some, surprise, surprise, that are also racist that donate to him because of what he did. Shocker. I'm telling you. I mean, wow. It's crazy to think that. It's wild to think that even a racist, because of the things that Dean has done in the past, that somebody who agrees with that horrible rhetoric would still be supporting him, thinking that it's possible that he's just hiding himself right now. So I'll secretly support him as well. That's a possibility too. Okay. Yeah. It's their money to give. Again, I don't care about the grift as long as it's not harmful to another community or it's not taking advantage of somebody who's vulnerable. That's it.
Take it, Dean. Have all of it. Here, good trouble. Have all of it. They don't. These people don't have black friends in real life. They've never donated.
He's created this whole story in his head. He's creating this whole story in their head about them.
They don't put their money where their mouth is. You give money towards things you love. I love people of all colors, creeds, ethnicities, backgrounds.
Sure. Yeah.
I just said that in the last video. My money's gone towards these things.
Yeah, it's funny. You said that. You said that. Your actions are proving otherwise. How you are reacting to this is proving otherwise. Who knows? Who knows, Brie?
I've done community service projects.
No, let's talk more about you. Let's talk more about you.
I've done all that stuff.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
Sure.
And you're trusting them to tell you that I'm racist when they don't do anything.
That's the difference. Ray, Ray, I'm not just telling people. I'm not telling people that you're racist. I'm showing them. I'm showing them. I'm not just going around yelling, he's racist, he's racist. I'm not. I've got all the proof right here in front of me. That is the difference.
They just yap and talk about how good of a person they are.
I don't know if I've heard any of them talk about how good of a person they are. I don't know. I don't remember any of them just going off like this. I don't remember Dean, Parker, Good Trouble. I don't remember any of them talking about how good of a person they are. I could be wrong, and they might have. They might have, but I've never heard that from them. What I have heard and what I have seen is I have seen Good Trouble going to protests. I've seen that. He's posted videos about that on there. He didn't do it because of that, but he posted it because of the people that he was with while he was there. He was there with other content creators that were a part of that. He didn't go there to say, look at what I'm doing. It was more like, look at who I'm here with. Look who I ran into. Look who I'm talking to. We've seen him do that. Just go back through his videos. You'll find it. It's a lot of videos, so you might have to find it. But yeah, just go. You could find those videos as well. Now, granted, I haven't gone through all of your content, Ray, so there might be a video of you doing community work. But I don't know. I don't know. Seems like a lot of lip service. And that's right. On his lives, Good Trouble has raised a lot of money for a lot of different causes. On his lives, he's done that. For you to claim that he doesn't do the things that you claim that you do, you're just wrong. You're just flat out wrong.
They just yap and say that they've done shit.
That's exactly what you're doing. How does he not see that part? This is exactly what he's doing right now in part 4 of his video. All he's doing is yapping and saying that he's done this stuff.
Just yap and act like they're on people's side. They're not. They're not on your side. I'm not on your side either. Not the left side.
We know. I don't think we needed clarification on that part for sure.
I'm just on the side of helping people who I don't even know.
Sure.
And lastly, I don't know. I'll say this.
Clearly not lastly if it's part 4 of 6.
Y'all gonna hate me for this one, but it's true.
I think we've already established we don't like you way before this part, whatever you're going to say now.
Nobody's a victim here except for me. I'm the victim. I'm the one whose character got defamed. I'm the one who got incorrectly labeled.
Wait, okay, I'm going to try something. And I just want to know if it works. I got to try it. Hold on, guys. Let's try this. Hold on.
Defamed. I'm the one who got incorrectly victim here except for me.
Wait.
Nobody's a victim here except for me.
Oh, that was.
I'm the victim. I'm the one whose character got defamed. I'm the one who got incorrectly labeled a racist.
Incorrectly,
by the
no.
left, but mind you, again, the Republicans don't think that about me. They love me. They supported me.
Yes, because they're also racists.
I'm the one who's...
I'm going to have to make a video of that where I did that. I'm going to have to clip that and make a video of that, for sure.
Been stereotyped. And you're the stereotypers. I don't know what to tell you. I'll see you in the next video. You guys looked at me, MAGA hat, white individual from the South. That's racist. That's what y'all did. I got stereotyped.
That's fair. That's fair. We did look at you with the MAGA hat. We saw that you're from the South. We saw that you're white, and we thought, racist. I don't see where we're wrong.
I didn't do any stereotyping. That's why I'm not apologizing. That's why I'll never apologize.
I wish I had... Oh, I may need to do a video on this as well. And I'll have to drop in the SpongeBob time cards like 20 minutes later or 10 minutes later, because we'll have to see. We'll have to see if he'll never apologize. We'll have to see.
If that video was racist, I'd apologize.
Sure.
And I'll tell you what, I still will give an apology to black Republicans. If you're a black Republican watching this and you've made it this far to the 5th video of this.
Wait a second. Didn't he just say he wouldn't apologize? But now he wants to do a conditional apology to black Republicans who felt harmed by that. I'll never apologize, but let me make sure to point out that if you're black and you're Republican and you felt that it was racist, I'll apologize to you. I still don't think it's racist, but I don't want you to dislike me. So I'll apologize to you.
If you're a creator friend of mine on here, follower, whatever, I'll give you an apology.
That wasn't, I said 10 minutes. That was like 8 seconds later. That was literally 8 seconds later.
I can't apologize for the video.
No.
I'm not sorry for the video. Like I said, God, Jesus, myself, we know my heart. I had no clue. I didn't even think of it as being racist.
And therein lies the problem. You didn't think of it of being racist because you're so comfortable in your racism, nothing looks racist to you. You're so comfortable in that racism that you had no idea you were being racist. Yes, we understand that. We want you to understand that. That's where we're trying to lead you there. You didn't see the vehicle. Going back to video 1, you didn't see the vehicle because you're choosing not to. We're trying to show you what the vehicle looks like so you'll know when you see it. That's not a hard concept to understand. I didn't see it. Again, this is just unintentional W's from Ray Ray. They're all unintentional because, yes, we get you didn't see it being racist. But there's a specific reason for that. It's because you're so used to the racism that you exhibit that nothing looks racist to you. We get it. We just want you to get it too.
I literally was a gorilla. It had nothing to do with anything else. It really didn't. So I can't apologize for that. But for those people on my side of things who actually care about their feelings and actually care about who they are and what they think of me, I don't care about the left.
Remember, guys, he doesn't care about the left, but
the Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
So weird. So weird. Let's do that again, all right? Let's do that again.
What they think of me, I don't care about the left.
But
the Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
That sounds like a contradiction to me.
Because even if they even if I gave them an apology, they accepted it, they just find something else.
Yeah, that's a possibility that we would find something else if you did something else. Yeah, because we can see the vehicles.
They just find something else next week.
Right, because we can see the vehicles.
To the right friends of mine who are black, if you want an actual verbal apology from me by phone, I can't apologize for the video. I will apologize for the perception, for the stain that it may have put on our community.
So he wants to do this privately, separately. And you know what he probably will do? This would not surprise me at all, okay? I'm going to put this on. This is an assumption. This is my assumption. But if he does talk about this again, what he's going to say, because he put this in his video, I reached out and spoke to many of my black conservative friends on TikTok. And I apologized to them. And they said, no, there was no need for an apology. It wasn't racist. Guarantee that's what he would do. I guarantee that's what he would do. I really want to know, if somebody ever finds him saying that, I would love to get it, because I would combine these two videos together, where me saying that what he is going to do, if he talks about this more, he's going to tokenize those black conservative mutuals of his and say, I apologize to them, and they said, what? Apologize? Why would you apologize? That wasn't racist. I don't understand what everybody on the left is talking about. They don't know. It's woke. It is woke. No, of course it wasn't racist. You don't need to apologize for that. Guaranteed that's what he's going to do. Guaranteed. If he's not already done it. I haven't checked his page.
Okay? And the perception that you had watching those videos of me, I can apologize for that. Can't apologize for the video, guys. I don't regret it.
Of course not.
I don't regret it.
Except for, if you didn't regret it, you wouldn't have taken it down. If you did not regret it, you would not have taken the video down. It's not up on your page anymore.
I've talked to people. I've shown my black friends the video.
Oh, look.
Maybe it's because they know me and y'all don't know me personally.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They said, what? They're confused.
Yeah, of course.
As they should be.
Yeah.
But they know me. And they know the things I've done for them. And they know the things that I've done for people. All kinds of people.
Ooh, he was so close to saying the things I've done to black people. He was so, let's see how close he got to saying that. Let's see how close he got to saying, and they know the things I've done for black people.
And they know the things I've done for them. And they know the things that I've done for people.
Very close. He was so close. He was so close to saying that. I could just see it right there. I could see it, and he paused himself, and woof.
All kinds of people. I don't care about anything about people. Race, gender, nothing. I don't care about that stuff. I have all types of friends. And I love them.
Oh, that's sweet.
I'm good to good people. I'm bad to bad people.
But you're not. You're not even bad to bad people. You run from people that you consider to be bad people. You ran from good trouble. You ran from all the people that accepted your challenge. You ran from me. You ran from Thorne Bradley, and he had no idea who you even were. You ran from him when people just tagged him in your video. You didn't even give him a chance to chase you. You just ran from him, and he has absolutely no idea who you are. You're not bad to what you consider bad people. You're weak. So weak. No, of course not going after GT. Why would I go after GT? What did GT do that would warrant me to go after him?
It's not very Christian of me. But it's true. Anyways, That's it. I think that's all I got to say.
Except for you don't.
I'm not covering anything else on this.
Sure you
Left
are.
ain't getting an apology. You never will. I did nothing wrong, and you did everything wrong.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Oh, I do have one more thing to say. You know what? I have one more thing to say. One
Of course
more
you
video.
do. Of course you do. Yeah. One more video.
Yeah, so final video. And as you can tell, I'm not editing anything. I'm just literally recording on. But I just want to say this. The left is what it is. An absolute mess. Think about it like this. I've been on this app. My first video was May 5th, 2024.
Okay.
Posted as a Republican.
So?
We haven't had any problems on the Republican side.
Yeah.
This community loves me. This community supports me. And vice versa.
Wow.
They have been...
It's just it's an odd concept. It's an odd concept for racists to love other racists. I mean, it's just weird. It's just weird to think that bigoted people agree and love other bigoted people. Strange concept. As far as the content that I've seen, he'll do political content. He seems to like to respond to big left creators. Like he'll stitch their things. But for the most of his content seems to be him just it seems like he tries to have some funny skits, but I've never heard of him before this whole thing. Before this whole thing, I never heard of him. He popped up because I guess somebody, I don't know if it was Good Trouble initially, but somebody had posted his content, so his video finally came up. Well, he was on Mercedes' panel that night because Mercedes was talking about how she wants to bring people over from the other side. Mercedes wanted to bridge the gap in between them. Catch more flies with honey. That was Mercedes' thing. But Mercedes is for me. I mean,
Amy says he would make a good bottle opener.
oh jeez. Oh gosh. I shouldn't be laughing at that. That's rough. Oh my gosh. Yeah, oof. Oh yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. Mercedes is definitely mega light. Oh. Yeah, but I mean it's just the typical same MAGA propagandist kind of stuff. And he looks up to people like the older millennial and things like that. He really wants a big following. He wants a big following. Because he seems to always want to talk about how he wants to go up against the big leftist creators. But he also, he praises the big right creators. It's weird.
Great to me. I'm almost at 112,000 followers on my main account. That's it.
All right, hold on. AI. Where are you? I need to test something out here. Where is it? Here we go. All right, so AI live summaries. Because we know what you would say would be very interesting. You have got seven text to speeches. So have at it. You've got 7 that you can use AI live summary. Quacky, you still have a couple as well. All right, so where were we? You know what? I did get a notification, and maybe I can bring it up. Let's see. Can somebody in Purgatory tag me in that receipt about Mercedes, because I'll bring that up. Because Mercedes did post something. Oh, is this it? Yeah, here it is. Never mind, I found it. So here, let me show you guys this. This is from Mercedes. And let me shrink it down so you guys can see it. Let's move this out of the way. So this is Mercedes and what she posted. All right. So the response is, thanks. Yeah, man, I'm getting out of politics and will be showcasing just my normal life. I can't stomach fighting for people who are actively doxing me. There was a larger creator like GT. Now, see, that's the thing. There's a larger creator like GT. There were larger creators like GT who are platforming people who are lying about me. I don't know what she means about lying about her. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that. So I don't know. These same creators pulled up my voter registration with my address and everything. So, question. Were they lying about your voting? Because I did hear that. I did hear people say that you didn't vote. Were they lying about that? Or I'm not sure. So she did tell Allison herself to bring it up. That's okay. All right. So there's that. All right. These same creators pulled up my voter registration. This never happened when I was a Republican. The left woke mob will be the unaliving of this country because they can't accept those of us who have changed our minds and tried to help. We can do that, but you're constantly proving that you haven't changed your mind. You're constantly proving that. So if you had changed your mind, sure. I don't know if she's still going on the tour. I don't know. She would probably get swallowed up on the tour now. What's funny is I've built this platform on the basis of being an ex-conservative influencer. Yeah, you built it on that. Okay. So? Then they go and find my ex-conservative content and use it as reasons to come after me. Did you ever think that what you could do, considering that you do have content out there that is could be conservative? I don't know what that means, but because I don't know, but did you ever consider that that's going to be around for a while? That's, if that's the reason, and people are going to find your content that you had before and call it out, what you're going to have to do is you're just going to have to swallow it and understand that that's going to be around for a while. If you had bad takes in the past, people are going to find those bad takes and they are going to point that out again. So what you're going to have to do, and this is just the way of social media, is you're going to actually explain, well, that's how it was. I talked about this 2 months ago, but just to let you know, this is not me anymore. I've already explained why it's not there, or why I don't have it up on my account. I don't have that content up anymore. It's probably going to come again in another 2 years or 2 months. I get it, but that's part of the nature of being an influencer here. That is part of the nature. If I do something that's problematic, if I do something that somebody's going to continuously point out because they find a clip of me doing or saying something, I have to accept that I'm going to have to explain that over and over again. I have to accept and understand that. That is the risk you take of becoming a public person on a social media app. That is the risk you take by doing that. That's just it. If you want a more private life, keep your life more private. That's it. That's it. It sucks. It sucks, especially if you don't want to. If you don't want to have to constantly talk about it. But that's just the nature of it. That is just, unfortunately, what you're going to have to deal with. That's it. Then they go and find my ex-conservative contest and use it as a reason to come after me. Like, what the hell did they think ex-conservative influencer meant? Exactly what it was. Did you hear me, AI Live Summary? You do actually have, you have 7 TTSs, text-to-speeches. You know how to do that, right? You just have to put a / in front of your comment, and it will read it out. I didn't know if you were here when I told you that, AI Live Summary, but you have 7 of them, so have at it. Well, now you do. Okay. Yeah, I gave you a few of them so you can work, so you can have fun. You can have fun with it. See, I didn't know. I'm learning about that, Chichi. I have no idea what was that part of that live, because I didn't see that whole live. That whole live, I heard something about that. That's just a weird thing to do. That is so odd to say that's how you're going to bring people over with turkey sandwiches and juice? How are you going to make them stay? They might come over and enjoy the juice, eat a couple of the sandwiches, but they're going to walk right back over to the other side when their tummies are full. Fishing, that's what I remember. The fishing, that was hilarious. Vibes, that was oh my gosh, I might need to look up her video and do commentary on that. I might need to look up her live and do commentary on that, because the vibe. How do you keep people here? How do you keep those people who don't agree with abortion, who don't agree with trans, who don't agree with LGBTQ, who don't agree with issues in the black community, who don't agree with women's rights, who don't agree with all of that? How do you keep them here? The vibe? The vibe is going to keep them here? Oh, no. The vibe, fishing, and turkey sandwiches. Sprinkle in some juice. Her vibe is atrocious. Did no one see just the absolute the void in her eyes? She showed no expression. This is real, Grace. This comment is this post is real. That's just amazing. That's the claim that she made. That's the I don't know. If somebody does have that, can somebody tag me in purgatory with that, because I might need to do a commentary live on that particular video. I might need to do a commentary live on that particular video. I am going to do before I wrap this up tonight with this one, there is another video that I'm going to have to show that I have to. The Mercedes live. All right, so let's see. Let's finish.
iLive Summary says Mercedes' voice sounds like a broken kazoo.
I think I made the right choice of giving AI Live Summary some text to speeches. All right, so let's finish up with part 6.
No cancellations, couple disagreements, always polite. That's the right, baby. We love each other. We care about each other. We hold each other accountable.
When do you hold each other accountable? That was when I said, when do you hold each other accountable? That's crazy. That's crazy. We hold each other accountable. When? When has that happened? I honestly haven't seen. Has anybody seen a live where the right holds each other accountable? Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that.
And we need to be held accountable, and we go about our business. No judgment. It's great.
Right. That's willful ignorance. That's willful ignorance. No judgment. Yeah. You can't judge yourselves. You can't.
Comfortable here.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. We're comfortable here.
It's great. It's comfortable here.
I think he forgot to say it's comfortable in our whiteness here. But I mean, I'll happily edit that in. I'll happily edit that part in. It's comfortable here.
A year, okay? I go to the left to try to build bridges because I'm like, we're all Americans at the end of the day. The right's going to get a little bit disappointed with me because
at the end
I'm
of
trying
the
to
day
work with the left or whatever, but we're all Americans at the end of the day. Let's see if we can build some bridges. Let's see if we can find some common ground. Let's see if we can work together. Nope.
Right. No. Yeah. We don't want to build bridges with you. We've said that many a time. We've mentioned that a lot. We don't want to build bridges with people who are racist, with people who are homophobic, with people who are transphobic, with bigoted people, with misogynists. We don't want to build bridges with you guys. That shouldn't be a hard concept to understand. What we would like to do is get the ones that are on this side that are doing the exact same thing and toss them over to you. I have no problem with that. Let's toss them over to you. I'm okay with that. We have to hit a refresh on this side for sure. We have to start with the young people. We have to start people my kids' age and younger. And yeah, if there is a possibility to bring somebody over, or a few people, or a group of people over from the right to the left, I'm glad to. I'm happy to. But like I said earlier, the right people on the right can definitely move from being on the right to being on the left. People on the left can't move in the direction of the right. They can't, because people on the right, they live in ignorance. They live in uneducation. They live in the fact that they have their eyes closed. They live in that. They're comfortable in that. Okay? And it's not always possible, but when they start seeing the vehicles like you claim, when they start seeing the vehicles, they will and they can possibly move over to the left. But those who are on the left, who already see the vehicles, who already see that and they claim to see that, when they're pressured, when they're pushed, when they're cornered, and then they become people on the right, they become the bigots, they become racist, they become misogynist, they become homophobic, they become transphobic, that just proves that they weren't on the left to begin with. They were just masking being on the left, but they were on the right. That's just a mask. So people on the left don't move over to the right. People on the left who move over to the right were never on the left to begin with. That's just how that works.
Did it for 2 weeks. A whole year in the Republican Party, not a damn problem. 2 weeks
Shocker.
into the Liberal Party, hanging out with the pigs in the mud, wallering around.
So now, we're hanging out. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Let's hear that again.
Wallering
I didn't move back. Hold on. Let's hear that again.
liberal party, hanging out with the pigs in the mud.
Let's see. Wait. The pigs in the mud. All right. Let's hear his words.
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
Did that sound like love and inclusion? Did that sound like love and inclusion?
Wallering around, and I'm canceled and labeled a racist. That's the American left, ladies.
You're not canceled. You're not canceled. You still have your account. You may not be welcome in other spaces, but you aren't labeled a racist. You were exposed as a racist. Those are two completely different things. We didn't just grab our brother label maker and then just type racist and then put it on your shirt. We just showed the people, me doing it here, Good Trouble doing it there, Allison doing it at her spot. Every creator who has shown this, like these videos, who has shown the video that you did on Mercedes Live, that's not labeling you one. That's just showing the people your own words, your own actions, whether or not they were willful and you did it with intent is not relevant, because you can't accept that there is a possibility that that was racist. You can't accept that. Before, again, like I said, before all of this, I wouldn't have had a problem just saying, you know what? He just doesn't know better. He's not smart about it. He's not educated. He's ignorant to why that is what it is. But you started to double and triple down. You went wild crazy on that on that live. You lost control. 1. 2, you made this video, or you made the video over there. No. I'm sorry. 2, you took down that video. 3, you decided to block Good Trouble because that was way too much heat for you. 4, you decided to make that one video on your main account saying, come over here to this account because I can't take the heat on my account. So let me move you over here and complain. 5, you made 6 videos trying to convince people that you're not racist and did a very poor job of it. And then 6, you come to my live when I'm exposing these videos and you start talking about, you start trying to be a tough guy. Then you block me. You block me. You couldn't even take the heat of somebody who doesn't have not even a 10th of the followers that you have. You couldn't take the heat from me. And you say that the left is soft. Come on.
And gentlemen, that's who they are. Every single night you can go on there and watch them shouting at each other, at Republicans, at the wall, shouting. Again, like I said in a previous video, never doing anything for anybody, just lying in their own pockets, shouting about a bunch of shit, but shouting.
$18 minutes. Because there are 6 videos here. 3 minutes each video. 18 minutes of this guy shouting in his car. 18 minutes. But he wants to say that the left is doing that? Now, granted, the left does do that. I don't deny that that happens. I don't deny that. But I'm also not the one claiming, I'm not the one that's claiming that the left is exactly what you say the right is, which is...
The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
I've never said that. I would never claim that the left is a party of love and inclusion. The left has become more the party of intolerance. Now, how that actually translate to change is different, but that's what the left is. Has nothing to do with love and inclusion. We do have love and inclusion, but that's not what we're about. Those are two completely separate things. It's only the conservatives, it's only the right that's made the claim that that's what the left is about. That's the left. I don't remember anybody on the left saying we are the party of love and inclusion. I've never heard that. And if somebody did say that, they're wrong. They're wrong. They don't understand what the left is about either, if that's what they're saying. Oh yeah, it's painful. It's painful. I mean, we see it all the time. We see it all the time. Like, cis heterosexual white men have been uncomfortable. They've been uncomfortable for 15 years now. 20 years max. They've been uncomfortable. Let's say since 95. I'll just give them till 95. They've been uncomfortable. But it's like the world is coming down on them. They feel like it's all coming to an end. It's all never mind what any other person outside of me has had to endure since the creation of this country. Never mind all of that. Oh, no. Never mind any of that. I'm not feeling loved anymore. I'm not getting my praise anymore. I don't have the power that my dad and my granddad and my great-granddad and my great-great-granddad had. I don't have that anymore. And I don't like the way that feels. That's what's happened here. That's what's happening, especially on the conservative side. We do see that on the left as well. I won't deny that. But that's when they get called out as well. Hell, I expect you guys to call me out if I ever do or say something that's not right. And like I said, I don't think that has happened. That has happened a couple of times where somebody has come to me and said, you know what? We can't do or say that anymore. We can't be like that anymore. I've done that myself. I've called myself out. I've called myself out mid-live. When I was on a live doing a commentary about the Whatever podcast, and I was referring to the young women on there as girls. That's infantilization, and I shouldn't have done that. I accept that. I understand that. But I recognize that I did it mid-live, and I corrected it while I was there. If somebody were to have come to me and said that, then I would have happily said, you know what, you're right. My bad. I shouldn't have done that. Easily, I've had no problem. Please, call me out on any issues that you see that I have. Please. Yeah, it's just a matter of accepting that there is uncomfortable. There is being uncomfortable and accepting that. They just can't. Because remember, like he said, we're comfortable over here. This was what he said. We're comfortable over here. So they can't even imagine having some discomfort. Because this is exactly what this is to him. He's not getting canceled. This is discomfort for him. This is all that it is. He's not going to be held accountable outside of TikTok. He's barely going to be held accountable inside of TikTok. But this is just discomfort to him. And for him, it's not discomfort. For him, the walls are closing in on him. Because it's so uncomfortable. The walls are literally closing in on him in his car. They were closing on him for 18 minutes. Because he just wasn't used to the fact that he was being called out for something that he did. For his own actions. It's unreal that he had to do this for 18 minutes. And he's not This is the level. This is the level of accountability that's going to be held on him. A live like this, a video like Good Troubles, a live like anybody else who does this. This is as bad as it's going to get for him. And even that's not enough. Or even that he can't endure. He can't endure that. Yet he wants to box people on the left? Yeah. And you want other people's creators to call them soft as Charmin? Okay, my guy.
Angrily. Because they're lost.
Nope.
Most of them are atheists. Even if they are Christian, they don't know God like that. I gotta apologize to God. I got some repenting to do, but whatever. Alright, 40 more seconds. And then this is the last bit. This is it. But yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks in that party. And I was already canceled and labeled a racist. That's
because of your actions. You weren't walking around like you were just sitting, like, coincidentally enough, like a wallflower, and weren't doing or saying anything. You were just sitting there just observing. People found stuff that you did and called you out on it.
your party. You guys are pigs in the mud. The Conservative Party is the actual party of love and inclusion.
Mm-hmm. Sure thing.
Absolute filth. Should be ashamed of yourselves.
Nope.
Flies attracting to you. That's it. I love the Republican Party. If you're a moderate and you've seen this shit show, or you're a left-lean, slight left-lean, come our way.
No, Wink, he would not. He's comfortable in the racism over there. He's comfortable in the bigotry over there. He wouldn't leave. No way. He's way too comfortable over there. Nobody's going to call him out over there. No way. He's allowed to be racist over there. He wouldn't leave the Conservative Party. Not at all.
We'll take you with open arms. See you guys.
As long as you don't call me out for being what I am. Sure. Alright, let's see. I gotta find that one video. The last video I'm gonna end with, which is not about Ray Ray, but it's still so funny. It's hilarious. Let me open up the navigation panel here. Where is it? Is it in videos? Yes, it is. Alright, so I'm going to have to be moving the camera around a little bit.
Divorce, women tend to cohabitate.
Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about here. Oh, I've got to open this up. There we go. So, I know you guys, most of you. What he's saying is that he came over here to try to build bridges, Wink. He said he was over here to try to build bridges with the Democratic Party. And yeah, I know it's like jarringly white, so I'm gonna move it up so you guys can see each other's comments. Yeah, no, but that was what he was claiming. So recently, and I think you guys have seen, for those of you guys who have seen this, you guys will join me in the humor here. But for those of you guys who do not know, this is Andrew, right? I believe this is Andrew and the other one is Brian, or vice versa. But this is the Whatever podcast. Yes, it is the pickle jar, even though it wasn't a pickle jar. So they were having this creator on. I wish I had her name. They had this creator on, and they were talking about. She's I think a feminist creator, and they had her on, and I guess somebody sent $1,000, mind you. Somebody sent them $1,000 to have her open up a pickle jar. They sent her $1,000. They sent them $1,000 for them to make her open up a pickle jar. So we're going to see how that goes.
more, especially when they have kids. And it's the cohabitation with these people which leads to the abuse in their kids or the abuse of them.
So you're saying that they should stay in an unhappy relationship instead of leaving
Only
that
if we
relationship
care
to
about
cohabitate.
outcomes. And you said, if it is the case that I stayed with my man and the outcome for my kid was better, you should probably do that.
So I don't know. I didn't hear the whole thing. I just came for the pickle jar. But what's his claim right now is that one of the biggest reasons, the biggest issues where we get domestic violence or people harming the kids is when women leave their spouses. People harming the kids is when women leave their spouses and then get into other relationships, and that's when the violence happens. That's when it occurs. I haven't done research on that, so I'm not going to claim that I know one way or the other. I haven't done any research on that, but now he's trying to use the fact that apparently during the conversation, she said that she would stay in a relationship where she's not the happiest, where she is not the happiest, for the benefit of their children. This is apparently, I don't know exactly, so I'd have to go back and watch it. But sitting there, I can't sit there and watch 3 hours of these guys. But that's the crux of what's going on here.
So if it's the case that I can demonstrate for you that when women leave their husband, the abuse rates for them and their kids skyrocket for cohabitation.
This is an annoying thing that he seems to do, okay? He interrupts people all the time, but when they want to interrupt him, he starts doing stuff like this.
But what about the outcome for that woman?
That's clear how much he has to exert his power during these conversations. Because it's not like she can do that to him and he's going to listen. He has to do that to exert his dominance in the conversation. But that dominance is going to be quickly disappear.
What about the outcome for that man?
My turn.
I mean, that's a net negative for two adults versus a net negative for a child.
Here's what you said. You said specifically, if it is the case that I'm married and the results are better for my kids.
Wait, one second.
1 second. Filibuster the debate. The results are better for my kids.
Wait, 1 second.
1 second. Filibuster the debate.
Hold on.
Why is your mom calling you in the middle of a debate?
Right, while she's doing that, there we go.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Now we're going to let a couple chats come through.
Pop champagne.
Yeah, that's for the
What up,
olive
guys?
jar. Bring it.
Savage destruction tonight, Andrew.
Oh, I don't want a pickle
Cheers.
jar.
It's an olive jar, so it might be easier. We weren't able to find. Sorry, we couldn't find the pickle jar. Put
Oh,
it on
that's
the
not
corner
fair.
there.
He paid $1,000 for a pickle jar. You should get a pickle jar.
She's even look at that. She doesn't want to do it. She doesn't want to do it, but she's even saying, you know what? That sucks. They paid this much money and they want to do a pickle jar. Get a pickle jar, people. But no, of course they're not going to listen to that. Instead, they still go on with it with the olive jar.
Okay.
Can you?
Do you have a source on?
You got to open it.
Oh, I have to open it right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's easier because it's an olive jar, though. Wait, put it.
My nail is fucking me up.
Yes, I do have a source for that. If you would like it, it's from the NIS. Anybody can find it. I just cited all of the statistics on it yesterday. Uh-oh. Come on, you can do it.
Put it right side up. Just
You can
so
do it.
doesn't
You
spill
got
on you.
this.
All right, bro. I can't do it. Here.
All right, so she's like, I can't do it. She tosses it to him.
I guess, yeah, Andrew, go ahead.
I'm supposed to open the pickle jar?
It's like a, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I do. This seems a little
No, just for clarity, I did go through the Ray Ray stuff already. This is just kind of closing out. Ray Ray is not the guy from the podcast. No, he's not. Ray Ray doesn't, no. I mean, I guess they could be brothers, but no, he's not.
Sure, no. For $1,000.
Hey, the guy sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking
it's just
slick
for-
now.
it's a little-
See, it
little
is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh,
It's all
Andrew.
slick
You can't
now.
open it either.
Well, your hand greased the whole top of it.
My hand are...
How did why would he say that? That her hand greased the whole top of it. She was able to grip onto it. She just couldn't open it. So how was she able to grip onto it but not open it? But his hands, just apparently, they're not sliding. If you look at his hands when he's doing it, they're not sliding.
It's a little,
See, it
little
is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Well, your hand greased the whole top of it.
My hand are fine. Here, high five.
It
My
literally,
shoes are as well.
it's look, feel it. Isn't that greasy?
It was like that already. Oh my god.
No, it wasn't. You greased the top.
Use
Oh
your
my
shirt.
Jesus,
Use your
Andrew!
shirt,
If you can't open the olive jar, you cannot
Here,
blame my
while we're doing
hand.
olive jar.
If you're so strong, you should open it.
Yeah, I got to be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's go.
It's literally slippery.
Yeah, that's not slippery. If you notice that sound, the sound was his shirt rubbing against the jar, the top of the jar. It wasn't sliding. It wasn't sliding. He just can't open it.
Grab me a paper towel so I can dry the top of it off.
Okay, once the top is dry, if you still
But do
can't
we
get it
now
out.
need to allow her another opportunity with the?
Yeah, give her the paper towel so that.
No, I think you should do it, Andrew. You're
Oh,
the big.
I love that. I love. She's like, no. This is on you now. You tough guy. She did. That was so good. That was so good that she didn't allow them to do that. That was so good.
Strong man. There you go. Come on.
Here, I'm gonna let some chats come
Ungreased.
through. We got some
Red
chats
Fox
while they're working on
donated
that. Red
$200.
Fox, thank you.
Deontology prioritizes intent, but threshold exceptions introduce consequentialist reasoning.
I'll let you go first if you want.
No, Andrew, I greased it all up. There you
Rules are
go.
absolute. Introducing a threshold is ad hoc.
He's doing so much.
Red Fox, thank you for that.
He's doing so much.
Appreciate it.
Grip the fucker. I gotta have a way to grip it. My fingers slip right off the lid. My fingers are literally slipping off the lid. I just can't grip it.
Because you just don't have.
Olive
Oh.
jars are harder than the pickle jars.
They're not hard to open, but
No, they're definitely not.
Watch this shit.
So you can't blame me for my greasy fingers now. Like, go on.
It's still greasy. The top of it's like.
You tried it with like 4
Feel it
minutes.
yourself. Tell me
Should
I'm
I
wrong.
You know what?
Is that not greasy and
It is actually a
sticky?
little greasy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking greasy.
You're not grabbing it from the top. Thank you.
Lulu, thank you for this.
Katara, you got good morals. but
See,
you're
she's
not
able to
making
grip it. She just can't turn it.
In which he's challenging you.
Oh, he's calling me.
Here, you know what? Let me
Yeah,
comment.
this is not openable.
You believe in.
Fucking Fort
Read
Knox.
a philosophy book.
Here, go.
Look at. He's out of his chair
now I wanted to-
and
I got
still
it.
not.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
Yeah.
So he gives it to Brian.
See the
Let's
same
let's
thing.
see if Brian can do it.
It's
Come
just
on, bro.
greasy. See?
Yeah,
It's
uh-huh.
fucking greasy.
More excuses.
Slides off of it, yeah.
Okay.
It's just too fucking greasy.
Yeah, you know what?
You'll get the same thing. Come in here, Jake. You think? Come on, you'll see. for
Come on,
yourself.
Jake. Come in here, Jake.
Get your fucking hand on it. Try it. Nah, you fucker. That's it. I ruined it for you.
I just want to say right.
Olive juice.
Oh my gosh.
So does he own your free will now? Because he could open it and you couldn't, based on.
Oh, I love that. I love that. But geez. And then, of course, he does the typical man thing. He does the Here comes the typical man thing. Can somebody tell me exactly what you think Andrew is going to say? Can somebody tell me what Andrew's going to say?
For us?
Wipe it up.
He could at least grip it, I guess.
So, I don't know.
Here, wipe it up though.
Yeah, I'll get it, Brian. Calm down. It's all good.
Oh, did I get that part?
You know, you got to keep the table clean.
Oh
God, is Brian gonna?
I'm gonna lose my mind.
I didn't.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Is that good for you now, Brian?
I just wanna
I
remind
didn't
you,
get it.
Andrew, that Jake just.
Yeah, I didn't get that part. I stopped recording at that part. But did he say it? Did I miss that part? He said it, and I missed it. I think Brian. He is. I don't know. He's so the couple of times that I've seen them. Brian seems a little neurotic when it comes to scheduling and structure and time. Andrew doesn't care, but Brian seems that way, so I'm not surprised that he's just stressing about some olive juice on the table. That whole room looks to be sterile. It just looks like once they leave, they spray it down. It's just so weird. But that was he was definitely embarrassed that he couldn't do it. He wanted to move past that so quickly. He was just like, let me move this past. Let me move past this really, really quick, because that was incredibly embarrassing. Incredibly. I'm surprised they didn't edit that out, but it's just so funny. It was so funny. I couldn't stop laughing when I saw that initially. I don't remember who I saw it from, but I did see it and I thought that was funny. I had to share it with you guys as well. But yeah, I do appreciate those you guys who hung out and watched this Encore. If you guys missed any of it and you want to see the rest of it, you guys are more than welcome to follow my YouTube. I will be posting it on there probably tomorrow. I'll be posting on there for anything that you missed if you guys wanted to catch any of that. And I appreciate it. I am going to go and I'm going to eat the rest of my ceviche because ceviche is life. But I do appreciate you guys hanging out. Oh, I've got to go take something to my daughter. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I will catch you guys on the next one. We'll see. I will end it as I said I would. I will end it by playing myself off with the music from Curb Your Enthusiasm. So have a good night, everyone.